Hello, I am Gregory the Poor Typist, and welcome to another edition of Typewriter Club Live. And today our typing prompt is the best gift I ever received was ... First, before we get into the meeting, I do want to make a reminder that today is the last day to sign up for the postcard exchange. So that's at typepals.com. You do have to be a member, but you can join for free. And once you get set up, I'll approve your account, and then you'll have access to the postcard exchange event on the events page. So be sure and sign up for that. Again, today is the last day for that. So we do have a guest with us already. So let's let Mary Beth in. Yeah, and I did actually do my typing prompt this time. It's been a while. Oh, and then I have a little bit of show and tell. Yeah, I was hoping to get another camera set up, a very special camera, but that's gonna have to wait until next week. I don't have everything I need to make that work yet. So yeah, at least not in these meetings. Mary Beth, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Very good, very good.
In your California?
Yes, Southern California in Riverside.
Wow, nice and warm.
Yeah, well, you know, it's cold for us, but by most standards. What's that?
What's the temperature?
Let's find out. Alexa, what's the weather?
Currently, in Riverside, it's 45 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 68 degrees and a low of 37 degrees. Did you know? I can
Oh my goodness. She's going on and on, but basically, she said 45 degrees. So yeah, that's cold for us.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in Milwaukee, so it's kind of cold. Yeah, it's cold here, but sunny. We at least have sunshine, so that's nice.
Yes,
That's nice.
yes.
I didn't know there was a prompt today, so I'll just watch probably.
Oh, that is quite all right. Quite all right.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm so excited about the type pals.
Excellent, excellent.
It's been so much fun already, and it's brought a lot of joy, and it makes going to the mailbox a lot of fun.
Very good, very
It
good.
really is. I almost would like cry because it is.
Oh.
Don't you feel that way? I do. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I once described getting the mail as Christmas every day. So yeah. Now, because I can't see your picture, I'm trying to remember if you've been on before.
I've never been on here. I gotta show my thumbnail video. Is that how you do it?
Well, you just have to start down in the corner. It should say start video. If you don't want to go on camera, that's okay. But
I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to show my picture, but I don't know how to. How do I show thumbnail? Show thumbnail video? Is that it?
Video.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there. Hi.
Hi, Mary Beth. Welcome.
Hi. I don't know how to do this. Show.
Okay.
Are you on a computer?
I don't even know. I have no idea if I'm doing this right, but why am I not showing up?
Are you on a computer or an iPad?
I'm on a MacBook, so I'm looking to see how I can show my picture.
Yeah, if you move your mouse or the cursor over the pictures, a little menu will pop up at the bottom.
So I go down here to the bottom. Oh,
Yeah.
Start video. Duh.
Yes.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, we got you.
Here I am. Okay.
There you
hi.
are. Welcome. Welcome.
Beautiful. Of course you want to be on camera.
Mhm.
Yeah. So since you are new, did you just want to tell us briefly about yourself?
Well, I'm a writer, and I have been in the typewriter world probably since roughly 2018 when I got the bug. And I think I just started out with manuals. I didn't go super crazy, but I did get a script-based typewriter with the portable table, was kind of rare. And I've actually
wow.
I've since sold it because I just wasn't using it a whole lot. I'm much more into electric typewriters, believe it or not, because being a writer, I gotta write fast. I gotta capture all my thoughts. They come out really fast out of my fingers. So I use the Electra 120, the one that Robert Caro likes to use. He uses that for his books, and I figure as a journalist, he's a journalist, so I figure he's got a good typewriter to work with. So I just have that. Well, no, I take that back. I have another typewriter as the manual that I use when I go on vacation where there's no electricity on the picnic table. So I have two, but I don't, like I said, I consider myself more of a user than a collector because I only have two, and I'm going to keep it that way because I'm busy writing. I don't want to spend my time driving around the country picking up typewriters. So they're fun. Don't get me wrong. That's why I'm here.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. I used to have an Electro 120. It had some minor issues, so I ended up getting rid of it because I have other what you would call electric type bar machines that work better. So I figured, well, I'll part with this one because at that point I had almost 50 typewriters.
Wow.
So I'm down to just under 40 now. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So so you like to write letters. You're actually a writer now. Did you say you have a book published or?
Well, I have one book. It was one of those Arcadia Publishing neighbor books, and it's on fashion history. I'm not terribly proud of it, and I don't make any money. I've never made a penny off of it, so I don't really talk about it a whole lot.
Okay.
So, but I do a lot of business to business writing right now.
Okay.
I'm working on a novel. I use the electric type bar for that a lot of time, some free writing. And so most of my, I do a lot on the laptop too, but the electric typewriter is good for correspondence. It's good for the journaling. I do use it every day. I have to say it's like my best friend.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, welcome, and I hope you have fun today, and we'll come back again.
Yeah, this is my first time, so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Excellent. And I see another new face, Lindsay.
Hi guys.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. I'm going to ask how you pronounce your last name because I don't want to slaughter it.
Oh, you are good. It's Baki, but I
Baki.
answered to bake, bacon, all the above because that's what I do.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
welcome.
no, brand new to your guys' group. I actually just found you guys like 2 days ago. Yay,
Awesome.
YouTube rabbit holes.
Awesome.
Welcome.
But yeah, brand new to typewriters. I think I've been like a month.
Right on.
Yeah. So this is my favorite one right there. That's my favorite.
With good sound.
Yes, the silence my favorite, and I got it, and I got super excited, and my very first one was actually a silent super, but it was a dupe off eBay. It was like, oh, it's serviced and it's perfectly writing, and
Yeah, right.
not. Yeah, so I got that was when very big crushing disappointment, and then I was like, well, I have it. So I started Googling online and found the typewriter repair manuals and started just playing with them. And my appreciation for typewriter technicians shot through the roof because the amount of patience you guys have to have. And these are supposedly the easy ones to work on that I am very, now I understand why the very good serviced ones are the cost they are. But yeah, so I've just been having fun, and I'm glad to meet other people because I usually am into very individual hobbies when I'm off work. So it's good to see you guys.
Excellent. It's good to see you too.
So, do you mind me asking whereabouts you are located?
I am in, currently I'm down in San Antonio, Texas.
Texas,
but I move a
right
lot
on.
for work. So
Okay. Yeah. And Mary Beth, where are you located?
I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, down in steel country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The birthplace
Cool.
of the typewriter.
Yep. And I'm up here in the western edge of the prairies of southern Alberta, up in Canada, up in the Great White North. And Sean here lives just about an hour and a half north of me, up in Calgary, the home of the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, we have three Canadians here today. Kimberly's also Canadian. And I'm in Southern California. So, yeah. So, Lindsay, I don't know if I missed it, but how many typewriters do you have?
right now, I'm actually hoping to be just a user, but because I went down the I want to fix things route, I got a couple. So I've got 5, I think. But I'm shortly going to be paring them down because I live right now in an apartment, so I don't have a lot of space. And because I ended up getting some very cheap ones so that if I screwed up, I wouldn't feel horribly sad. And so those will be finding new homes soon, and I will hopefully be hearing back because I decided to donate them. And right now, 1 or 2 of them is going to go to an Alzheimer's facility, and 2 of them will probably go to another assisted living facility. So hopefully we'll hear back on Monday for sure if they can take them. But they were really excited about the idea. So
that is awesome. What a great idea.
Yeah.
It is.
Lindsay, I'm in a tiny apartment and I have 15.
oh good gosh, where you put them all?
They can stand upright in their little suitcases. They're fine. They're all portables. I don't have any upright desktops.
Oh yes, that's the only way I could do. I couldn't do, like, I've seen the size of some of those desktops and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way.
And do you have a favorite in your collection?
Mine, it's definitely the Silence. This guy, he sits right next to me.
Oh yes.
I love the glass keys, the way it moves. My absolute favorite. I thought I was gonna like the Silent Super because a lot of people talk about them a lot as being like one of the best ones, but it's just something about the sound of the way the older Silence type or kind of ring, I guess. I love it. So it begs to be typed with. So
excellent. Very good.
Well, Lindsay, one thing I will strongly recommend is on those older typewriters, the platen or the paper roller tends to get quite hard. So always use at least 1 sheet of good, thick, heavy paper behind your typing paper.
yes. Oh, for sure. And I'm actually going to be sending that the 1946s because I use it a lot probably more than I really should. It's going to get its platen redone, I think, by JJ Short here soon. So.
Oh boy.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah. I have had a few done by JJ Short, and the difference it makes. If you are a motorhead at all, the way that I compare it is if you have a fully restored 1964 Thunderbird, Ford Thunderbird.
That's very specific, William.
Yes. Well, that's because I know what they are. But it's still running the old bias ply weather check tires. It's going to handle like a bag of dirt. Put a new set of performance radars on that, you have a different vehicle. You put a new platen on your Silent, you will find it. It's the difference between chalk and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Now it's just like I need to hurry up and send it so it hurry up and comes back.
Yeah, it's funny. My last name is Short, but I once asked them for a quote, and they refused to give me a family discount. Maybe I'm not related, but
We're probably in their clan. I bet you have the same tartan.
yeah. All right. So, and how are you doing, Kimberly?
I'm good. I'm
Excellent.
okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Very good. Anything new?
Yes, even though I told you I wasn't getting any new typewriters till after the Christmas, I'm paying all the bills and everything. I did end up acquiring the 2. So I've got the one that my very first find from the antique store, which is I told you about, and it's going in. It's got a W that's out of alignment, and the ribbon also gets caught or folded sometimes during the typing action. So I'm going to take it in on Tuesday for a service, but I love it. I mean, I know you guys already knew about the Royal Quiet Deluxe, but it's got so many features. It's amazing. It's
Oh
like the
my
best.
girl, you don't know the half of it. They are the best.
It is like the Rolls Royce of typewriters. How did I not get on this bandwagon earlier?
The only drawback to the Royal Quiet Deluxe is it's a very specific user experience. Like some people absolutely cannot use a Royal Quiet Deluxe because your typing action has to be such that you don't cause the skipping or the crowding of letters. But if you're got that right touch when you're on a Quiet Deluxe and it just goes and it doesn't do any of those things, my God, they're just awesome, wicked. Like I got my red one today because I haven't given it attention, but yes, love, great. I'm glad you have one.
Oh, I'm excited about it. Like, even if I'm not sure if the gentleman will be able to fix my W that's out of alignment, because it looks like it was repaired, like the slug was, I'm not sure, but I would love it even if he couldn't do anything with it. I'm like, it's still a great machine. I love this.
It becomes one of those little quirks you accept if they can't fix it, but I'm sure he can. You're taking it to Toronto typewriters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be able to do something with it.
Sean, is your typewriter, is that the original color? Is that red?
Yeah, that's the original color. That's a 1957. That's what they called Royal Star Red. So yeah, that is original. And if you're looking for an original, you always want to look to see if you can find if you see the decal on the back, then you know it hasn't been repainted. That's a bit of a, nobody can really reproduce that. So if I made the mistake as an early collector, I found a red one, bought it, but never saw that the back did not have that Royal logo. And it was only when I got it that I realized it was a repaint and not very good. The pictures made it look good, but it wasn't. So yeah, if you want an original, they come in a lot of beautiful colors, 1955, 6, 7, 8, and then they changed the body style after that. So yeah.
I think I would like a yellow one.
Oh, the yellow one's the rarest, but awesome.
Sunshine yellow, yes.
Yeah.
Another place to look is on the underside of the ribbon cover. If it still has a patent numbers, Sean, if you just pop the ribbon cover, it should still have the patent numbers on decals on there. And if that has no sign of being masked or painted over or painted round, you know it's original.
Yeah.
Little things to look at.
Yeah.
It's got a couple scrapes.
I don't have a red one yet.
Or a yellow one.
Or a yellow one.
Oh, it would be fun. Oh, it would
You
be.
can also tell from the serial number.
Yeah. The serial number has the color name right after the A. So usually it'll be an A, R, A, G, A, B, A, P for pink, A, Y for yellow.
Yes.
It's probably the best serial number scheme just for making sure you've got the right chassis in the right body.
Wow.
Not that I've seen many that aren't like that, but it's nice when they're correct.
Kind of like when you're dealing with Yamaha motorcycles, you check the serial number of the frame, serial number of the engine. If the two match, it's original. If they're unmatched, the bike has been re-engined or it's been to a chop shop or something like that.
Now I know with some of the typewriter colors, they have these interesting names, shall we say? Does that have a specific name or is it just red?
Royal Star Red. So the original 55 to 56s were much cooler. They had what is it? Sunshine yellow, flamingo pink, Anconi blue, Normandy green, and then charcoal gray were the original colors. And then when they got into the 57s, and the only difference with the 57s is the Royal logo went red. So this one's a little misleading because it's all red, so you think it's a red, but the teller here is the fact that they added the extra character for the 1. They moved the tab, they did this little cutout, so you know it's a 1957. And then the red will always be here, even though the body color will be different. And then they called, in those years, Royal Star, whatever the colors were, red, blah, 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 blah. So they sort of dropped those original colors. And then the year after they changed the decal, it became the little royal crown, plastic, stylized crown thing.
Yeah.
And then they dropped most of the colors. And then that was the last year until they went to the Futura.
Wow.
So there's some little cheats here so you can find the right years you want. But if you want all the colors, you're going to have a 157 and then a bunch of 55, 56s. And then when you get really nerdy, you want to get the other decals so that you start buying 57s and 58s with the crown stuff. And it's just
A rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. That's great information, though.
Yeah, I got a lot of nerdy stuff that I don't get paid for, so hey, take advantage of it.
Hey, Sean, I have a question for you. Sean, what about I'm into the electric type bar typewriters. What are the Royal electric type bars like? Are there any good that are worthwhile seeking out?
No, if you're gonna get, yeah, unfortunately not, as Ted will chime in here in a sec. If you're gonna stick to type bar, Ted's got a lot of electric experience, but my preference is if you're going to do a good type bar electric that has everything a manual but with the electric assist, stick to the Smith Coronas.
Exactly.
They're the best of the bunch, the best of the group. They got a wide range of interesting versions and varieties over the years. Royal sort of turned really ugly really quickly with electrics. Yeah.
They made some pretty models, but I know that they built millions and millions of them, but they are very rare to find right now because they're all broken.
And hard to fix.
Yeah, hard to fix. With the exception of maybe the Japanese Royals, like the Silver Seikos, like the Apollo 10. I love the Apollo 10 specifically because it's the only electric typewriter that you can still get. That you can buy, and it's 40, 50 years old, and you flip the switch on and it runs completely silent.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And if you're a purist, then fundamentally it's not a Royal anymore, it's a Japanese typewriter. But you know what, that's okay. If you just want to type, excellent typewriter. Yeah, like Ted said.
But yeah, go Smith Corona.
Yeah.
The Royal Apollo is kind of along the same lines as the very early Ford Courier. Was actually a Mazda V2000.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes,
sense.
In England they'd call me a petrol head.
But yeah, the Japanese ones are mostly the Apollo is probably the best of the lot, but the Japanese Royals are pretty good machines.
I have a question about faucets. The TP1 versus the TP2, is it just cosmetic, or are there mechanical differences in the?
That I don't know. I've never had either one, so.
Okay.
Kimberly, me neither. I stopped at Halda. I didn't go into the TP1s or TP2s.
I've got a TP2 on its way to me. That's number 15. Technically, I only have 14 in my house right now.
I know some people say that TPs are like toilet paper. They're not that good. I don't know if anybody says it, but yeah, some people think that the facets are not that good, but I've only ever heard from people that say good things about the facets, just like the Haldas, the whole line.
It's Bill Guthrie's fault. He said it's his favorite. I have to get all my friends' favorite machines and then decide which one is my favorite.
I know, and that's how I work too. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Mary Beth said this, so now I go spend a month finding one of my own so that I can actually see for myself.
Yeah. So if I hate it, it's all Bill Guthrie's fault.
Yeah. Hey, it's got to have somebody to blame. That's why we come here every Sunday.
That's actually how I got into typewriters. I found that video on Tom Hanks, like for that California typewriter, and I was like, "What is this?" And then they were showing the Smith Coronas, and I was like, "Ooh!" And down the rabbit hole I went.
Yep.
Take my money.
When Dan Linder comes on, we should ask him how to pronounce facet.
Yeah.
That's true.
I always say facet, but I don't know. Some people call it packet, and some people call it faucet, and
it could just be like the Swedish accent. Like maybe I'm butchering it.
Yeah, I don't actually know. I've always called him facet, but we should ask an actual Swede.
Yeah,
we could figure that one out.
Go direct to the source.
Yep.
I kind of lucked out. I was given a facet 1620. Which I've done a complete service and tune up on, and I just typed Bill Guthrie a letter on that one to answer his facet TP1. So,
William, is that the facet that has the big black circles on the back with FACIT across the back?
I don't know. I am just going to go get me another copy. I'll grab that typewriter and we'll take a look.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. We're here. You might as well check.
But they're
see you in 2.
Can I show my new typewriter?
Yeah.
Hi.
I got a new one, even though I said I wasn't going to buy anymore.
And you're excited.
Everybody says that. Nobody believes you.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've got to save them because,
Oh, an AMC. The
yeah, but look at
Oliver.
the
Ooh.
keys are terrible.
I got that machine on my desk
It's like they're
internally.
yeah.
Internally, yeah, the external you switched.
It's
Yeah,
the
I've got
keys
the-
that are in such bad shape, but it's in good shape otherwise. $20 yesterday.
Is it all QWERTY, Angela?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was $20, so I immediately said, "I'll take it." And
Does it type?
it does.
Oh, good.
It's
That's a
it's
bonus.
other than the keys disintegrating, it's in good shape. But now I don't know what I'm supposed to do about those keys. Any ideas?
Type until they fall apart.
Well, gosh, some of them are so rough that it would hurt my finger. Do people 3D print those? I mean, can you order sets from people?
Well, normally you can take you could probably pull the keys off of a parts machine of some sort
Yeah,
and do a
they're
swap.
very small. The keys are small.
They tend to use the same kind of same size posts to
Okay.
slip onto. So, I mean, you can try it if you got a parts machine like an old Smith Corona sitting around or something.
The only
Angela,
parts machine I have is in Maine.
Angela, I think what you need to do is do what Joe Van Cleve did, except he only did it for one key on his torpedo. You could do a full set of wooden keys, shape each one individually, paint them all, and go absolutely bonkers doing that.
I wondered if you could do that. I
Oh,
wondered if they would hold up well.
You can do anything.
No,
No, but I just didn't know if they would last and if they would stay on, that kind of thing.
I'm sure they would.
Well, look on the YouTube video. He has a whole video on it, and I watched that one.
Okay.
It's a good.
I have a
it's good
Dremel, so I would think with the Dremel, it would be easier than doing it a
Oh, yeah.
different way.
Yeah, after 10 of them, you'd probably get a little tired of it, but as long as you chunk
Yeah.
the other 35, you'd be fine.
I wouldn't have to do them all at once.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be like dentures for your typewriter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was
Dentistry.
thinking that too.
Actually, back in the old days, didn't they use wood for dentures? Am I mistaken?
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
can you
it
imagine?
is, yeah.
Oh,
And if you picked like a dark walnut, it would actually look really good with those gray key or the gray body.
good.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You wouldn't even have to paint it. You could just, paint in the number or the letter.
Walnut is hard as a rock, and boy, trying to carve that would be very difficult.
Mhm.
That's when you go on the internet and go, "Hello, woodworkers, who wants a
Yes.
project?"
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and how are you doing, Sean? You're doing well?
Yeah, doing really good. Another week I'm on holidays now, which is nice until the new year. So I squandered it. That's the other side. I saved up all the rest of my vacation just so I could have this nice little period of relaxation. So I get to nerd out on typewriters for a couple weeks. Got to go visit the family for Christmas, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The last couple days I haven't been as productive as I wanted, but got a couple typewriters cleaned and other little poking around other things and just making sure they work, which is good. So yeah, and then I was the same way. It was like, no, I'm not going to buy any more, and I've got another typewriter coming, and I bought some books, and I got a perfect pocket oiler, an LC Smith branded perfect pocket oiler, which is a little doohickey, that you can oil your
Nice.
typewriter in the certain pivot parts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, but it is branded LC Smith and Corona typewriters.
That's
It's
cool.
nice, and yeah, it needs a little gasket repair, but yeah, I want to take it so I can put it in my pocket and walk around oiling things. We'll see. Yeah.
Every typewriter you come across, you can oil it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a very careful oiler. Like, some people,
Yeah.
when they get into the hobby, they immediately start drenching things in WD-40, thinking that that's how it needs to work, and that is absolutely the worst thing to do. Obviously, others just, don't do it at all and wonder why it doesn't work. I've gotten to the point where, yeah, I mean, I alcohol the heck out of it for days and weeks in some cases, flushing it until it's absolutely clear, and then minute watchmaker amounts of oil in certain pivot points, not including the star wheel, and never in the segment, and everything else you're good, and then you got a good smooth typewriter, and mostly no problems. If there is any problems left over, it's not because of your oiling, it was the something else you missed.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent.
Sean,
Alright.
I have another question for Sean, if that's okay.
Oh,
Sean,
absolutely.
I like your Calgary typewriter and office supply logo. How did you come up with that?
Oh, so that is an original logo from our local typewriter shop that operated from the 1920s up until, geez, I think the late 70s, early 81 or 82. So this is the logo, their logo from the 40s, 50s, and to 55, almost 1960, and then they changed it. So you find that on a lot of typewriters around Calgary from the period. And since they're defunct and old, I thought, well, why try to reinvent the wheel? I'm just going to resurrect the company and make it mine. Since I always have been YYC typewriter, this was the best one to go with it. So I just had the logo redone, just changed, put my phone number in there. And yeah, that's where the logo came from. So yeah, I didn't really come out of my brain. It was just a really cool looking logo, and yeah.
Can you buy one online? So if I go online to your shop, can I buy one and slap it on my typewriter?
You can, but you can't buy it. You can just write me a nice letter, and then I'll write you a letter back and send you a couple.
Cool. I'm excited.
Now you got to find my address though.
It's in typehels.com.
Spoiler.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is funny. And William, did you find that typewriter?
Yes, I did. Okay, so this here is the machine. The Facet 1620.
Oh, a facet.
Yeah.
Or Facket.
And on the back, it just has
Okay, so it's the earlier ones that have the big circles.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have the individual letters. And of course, this one, the feet literally totally disintegrated. So I just put it on a 1/2 inch thick piece of carpet, foam carpet underlay. It works just fine.
And how does that typewriter work?
Very nicely. It had my normal deep cleaning. Being a mechanic, I have my own mechanic shop with versatile spray guns, wash tank, air compressor, the whole works. And with my mechanical knowledge, the machine comes right to pieces. The guts come out onto the wash stand, get a whole wash, a thorough wash out with the industrial solvent, dry it with compressed air, and the bodywork gets scrubbed down with scrubbing bubbles. And so say again. Someone said something.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, and then set the mechanism on the outside bench to dry in the sun for a couple of hours, because neither my wife or myself like the smell of strong industrial solvent in the house. Then it comes in, and as Sean says, the very judicial oiling of specific bearing and pivot points. And I served the system probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's working just fine ever since.
Excellent. That's great.
So the 1620 was probably the last of the group of models. You had TP1s and TP2. So Bill Guthrie, you got a TP1?
TP1 and a TP2.
Oh, that's right. So yours have the little black circles along the back that have FACIT?
Well, the TP1 has circles, and the
TP2
has squares.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
There we go.
See, it's little things like that that make me want to get one of those, just because of the little squares and circles.
So if
just the little things.
Yeah.
So if you put a TP1 and a TP2 together, is that kind of like trying to put square peg in round holes?
When I'm typing, it is.
So Bill, did my letter finally get to you?
It did.
Good.
It did.
Okay.
So Bill, do you notice
Go
between
ahead.
the TP2, like mechanically, or is it just cosmetic design that's?
You know, I there are some I think small differences where it seems like probably there was some cost-cutting measures put in place on the TP2, but the type feel is incredibly similar. and I really like them both a lot. So, if I were going to buy one all over again, I'd probably take either one that was in the, best condition I could find.
Mhm.
I kind of prefer the styling of the TP one a little bit, but that's a subjective thing. And the TP2's grown on me in the time that I've owned it, and that's what I had out and was using last night. So that's why it's here with me now. And so yeah, I just tend to like those two machines in general quite a bit.
Cool.
Excellent. And William, is there anything else new with you?
No, I was chasing a Smith Corner Empire in the body style of the Typewriter with the silver hammered enamel paint. I set the timer on my phone because the auction was going to end at 1:18 my time last Sunday. But somehow they either didn't hear my phone or didn't go off or didn't set it properly, and it went for 65 US. So there was only two bidders on it, one other person and myself. But see, somehow or other, something didn't quite work out, and I missed it. Oh well.
Oh, that reminds me. Let me show you the new Empire I just got.
Oh.
I was asleep.
That's one for Sean.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I didn't. I was asleep.
Excellent. All right. And Ted, how are you doing? You're muted.
I am doing well. Thank you.
Excellent. Yes.
How are you?
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Anything new with you?
Oh, not really. Just getting set up for the holidays.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Throw a party.
Oh,
Not a very big party, but because Omicron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sounds like a transformer. Like you
I
want to
know,
play.
huh?
Well, I'm glad that they skipped over like Epsilon because typewriter database is version Epsilon.
Oh, no.
That would have
I'm
drawn a lot
afraid-
more traffic though.
It's true. You're right. You would have to Google search it. I'm actually on a related note. I have something non-typewriter but TypePal related. I have some vintage letterhead. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that?
Billprint.
Mill print. Packaging
This is
materials.
Like
this
it.
is
That's awesome.
this is yeah, it's old. I'll turn it around, see if it does this way. But no, it's probably from the 60s maybe, but it looks brand new. It is not.
Mhm.
It is not new. I found this in an antique shop, and for like $1.25, and look at it. It's even
Oh,
with the
wow.
dollar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's really
And
nice.
I scanned it for you guys. So I scanned it to
Oh.
a PDF, and I'll upload it, and you guys can use it for your correspondence. I love this paper.
Sweet.
And I just decided, oh my gosh, I should scan this because I have a limited quantity of it, but it's so cool. It's very MCM.
Oh yeah.
And
cool.
it's, I looked up the company. It no longer exists, but I was just blown by it. I think it is so cool. I just
Wow.
love it. Yeah.
That would have been expensive back in the day. That's a 4-color spot process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not
you-
even
well-
4-color like combined RGB
Sure.
or RG CMYK.
That's it.
But think about it. That was the printing company. This was their calling
Mhm.
card. You know,
Yeah.
they
No,
good
probably
job.
just knocked their socks off to do this. And yeah,
That's
it
a
was,
great find.
yeah, isn't it cool? It's just so
Very
cool.
One quick
Yeah.
question. Is that paper watermarked?
Is it what?
Hold it up to the light.
Is it watermarked?
It's got a watermark
Oh,
through it.
oh, yeah. Yes, there is. Yes, there is one. Yeah.
What
What
does
does
it say?
Let's see what it says. What does
We're
it
also
say?
paper nerds here.
Yes.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to, oh, well. I don't,
We can almost see it.
We can almost see it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't quite tell. I have to study it a little more, but
Yeah.
I'll report back to you.
Okay.
You need to shine a flashlight behind it towards us. Behind the
Right,
paper,
like a
then we
light
can- then
box
we
or
can see
something.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah. Yeah. But it's fun. I love getting old paper where I can find it. I don't find it a whole lot, but I do when I can find it, I get it because it just makes corresponding so much more fun.
It
Oh,
does.
yeah.
I agree. I'm a big fan of that too.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So, Ted, are there any projects you're working on right now?
No, I am doing nothing right now.
Christmas break, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm still doing an outline for a book, but that's not. That'll be next year before I really do anything on that. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's it. I'm collecting stickers for my typewriter cases.
Yeah. I will keep that in mind.
Oh, well, I've already got plenty of yours, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I know the Type Pals one, but I have
Mhm.
other stickers.
Oh.
Who's here?
Hey guys, I gotta bounce, but I'll catch the rest of this later. So
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you
nice
so
meeting
much,
you,
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Bye.
Bye, Lindsay.
Great meeting you.
Bye bye.
Thanks
you
for-
guys do.
thanks-
Talk to you guys later.
Thanks for
and
dropping
bye.
by. Take care there.
Hope you don't not come back. We hope you do come back.
I hopefully will if all goes planned. So
Very good. Very
Yep.
see you guys.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas to you.
good.
So, Mary Beth, quick question.
Yes.
Are you talking on a computer or iPad or phone?
And I'm on my laptop.
Okay. Do you have a smartphone?
I do. Yes.
Does it have flashlight capability?
That's a what?
Does it have a flashlight app on it?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that's right. Duh. Yeah.
Hold the paper up to the camera and shine the flashlight on it so the light shines through the paper. Maybe we can see let's see. Just a thought.
Oh boy.
Hold it up to the camera on your
Yes.
laptop.
It just permanized Clover bond,
Oh, over.
25% cotton fiber UFA.
Oh my.
Very good. Very
Over's
good.
pretty good.
Well, I learned
Yes.
something new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, the other
I
thing
know
I was thinking,
Can you?
okay, now hold the paper up to the camera. Now shine the light through the back of it. So we
Can
can
you
see the
see it?
watermark.
Can you see it?
Nope.
No, not quite.
Or can I do it?
It was a
this?
thought.
Can
It
I
was
do
a thought.
It's all good. We believe you.
Yeah. A bit too
There?
close. No.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you for your effort.
Mhm,
And you now know what it says, so that's the
That's-
mhm.
On a related note, I love your couch.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that is a classic MCM
I
couch
want that
too.
couch.
Oh.
A
Excellent.
chaise, so you can lie back and do
Yeah.
The painting couch.
a thinking couch.
A fainting couch.
Or in Sean's case, oh gosh, which typewriter will I use today?
No, it's more Bill. It's more like.
Oh. All right. And Angela, how are you doing? I know you showed us the typewriter, and that's very exciting. But is there anything?
I'm doing well. I'm glad I can join the group today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to catch up on lots of type file letters.
Yeah.
It's funny. One week I got 2 written. I'm like, yes, I'm catching up. And then I got 2. Then I got 2 that week. I was like, oh boy. Yeah. Now that it's Christmas break, I won't be subbing or teaching my adult English class, so I can catch up on my correspondence.
Yes. Very good.
I wanted to say that my last postcard exchange participant did not follow the rules. They sent me 2 letters and a postcard in an envelope.
Ed's a stickler for rules.
So I mean, I don't know, if there's a way to report them for that, but
Yes.
Hey, Ted, do you have a mohawk going right now?
This is the way my hair naturally does.
Really? No.
For the past few years,
Gotta
yeah.
be kidding me.
Oh.
I got the whole Tintin thing going on. It's just the way my hair grows. I have, I don't know if you ever actually look at my beard, I have these cowlicks.
Yeah.
That's why I can't really cut it short because it looks like I
Oh,
get these curly things going on. Same thing with my hair. It just does whatever it wants.
You get swirlies down here and a mohawk up there naturally.
yeah.
That's pretty wild.
if you were in a movie, you could play like a wild wizard.
Yeah.
There's no need
play
for a
that in
movie.
real life, yeah.
I sent one of my postcards with a letter because it was going to cost $1.30 to send the postcard to Canada. So I was like, if I'm gonna spend $1.30, I'm gonna write a real letter. So I did the postcard. I put some vintage stamps on the postcard. It was a vintage postcard, and put it in the envelope with the letter. So that was fun.
Yeah, I guess
Same as
that's
I
the
do.
same theory because this is from New South Wales, Australia. So
There you go.
Wow.
we got.
How much for Richard Greer then?
What was that?
That must be from Richard Greer.
Let's see.
Hey, yeah, that works.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
look at, there's my paper.
Domtar.
That's what I was thinking.
David
That makes
Gear.
sense. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
backwards.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
backwards to us, William.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
Domtar.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it does work. There you go. It's a 50% cotton.
Bell.
Dumped to Belfast bond. Interesting. Hang on. Interesting story on that paper, but another time.
Okay.
Bill knows the story on that one.
And speaking of Bill, how are you, Bill?
I'm okay. How are you doing, Greg?
Good. Good. Yeah.
Glad to
Definitely.
hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's another person I got a letter from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
So
it
the
wasn't
question
addressed
is-
to Ted, the typewriter wizard, though.
Got another one for you. So we're gonna be burning up the lines here.
Very cool. Anything new in your world, Bill?
No, not really. I'm trying to work on more blog content, so that's about it.
Okay. I know the feeling. I did my first blog post in quite a while last night. So yeah, it's one of those things, you know, it can be hard to keep up the steam on that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, Bill. I really enjoyed your last blog post on typewriter atmosphere, I think it's called.
Which
I
one was
forget
that?
exactly, your latest one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I forget what it was now, but I was really tempted to put a reply to it. But,
Typing to avoid writing.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. But it's sort of true that if I'm like I can crank out letters all day long, you know, but if I actually am trying to formulate some kind of a story that's more than just a couple of impromptu pages that I make up on the spot, where I want to try to plan out some kind of structure, I really struggle these days. And so it's easier to actually just create a new blog post than it is to work on a project that I wanted to do. So sad but
That's
true.
legitimate. You can totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
I have a question for you bloggers. Are you typecasting or are you actually writing the content like in the CRM? Or you actually take pictures of what you're typing? I'm just curious.
Typecasting.
We typecast.
Typecast.
We
Okay.
type and then scan and then post.
Yep.
Okay.
I
Is that more fun to do it that way? Obviously, more fun to do it that way.
yes.
You get
Yes.
to
It's more
use your
fun to read
typewriter.
it that way. As a reader, it's more fun to read it that way.
Yes, yes.
I just kind of like this spirit of it. I actually will scan mine and include the text below the typed copy.
Yes.
Then I can embed links and stuff if I want to, for like if I mention whatever. But for me, it's really more a matter of trying to stick to the spirit of the typosphere. You know, as I discovered it kind of late to the game, and I just thought typecasting was really fun, and so that's what I've always done.
And Ted Monk will tell you about typecast margins, which
Oh yeah.
are very wide margins, right, Ted?
No, keep it within 4 inches or less.
Yeah.
4 inches or
Really?
less. Yeah, because then when you scan your copy and crop it to that margin length, then the text is big enough on a phone that you can read it. Whereas if you type a whole page where you got an 8-inch writing line, by the time you scan it and then look at it on a phone, the type is so tiny that you can't read it.
Yeah.
So I proselytized the use of typecasters margins.
I did that in my post last night. So of course it pushed it onto a second page, but that's okay.
No, longer is better than wider.
Yes.
I'm usually around 5 inches width of my text, so I'm not quite to the maximum readability on a phone.
Yeah, I actually keep it right about 3.5 inches is my margin.
Wow.
Yeah, and your stuff
can
always
only
looks great.
You can only get at most 5 words in a line, but at the same time your typeface is large enough. It depends on whether I'm typing on a Pica or Pica or Elite machine.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference. I'll go a little wider with the Pica machine.
And if you go to Ted's blog, which is monk.org/typecast, you'll have a perfect idea of what we're talking about here. You'll be able to read the text so easily and even see the texture of the print quality. So it's pretty awesome.
The ribbon fibers.
Yes.
And my corrections, you can see my whiteout corrections.
Yeah. And so if you were to turn your phone sideways, would it be easier to read a wider line?
Oh yeah, but not many people do that when they're reading. They like to hold it in their hand like this and scroll.
Yeah.
So I try to make my content work for
user friendly. Yeah.
There you go. Excellent. Let's see. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning to everybody.
The EP5?
Are we saying, Greg?
Are you enjoying the EP5?
Yes, I am. This is got it here. And there goes my roll of paper.
Oh yes, that's the problem with the.
Look at that.
But yes, I am enjoying that. It's a lot of fun, and
awesome.
I'm trying to find a way to, I'm thinking, well, I could cut up the paper, but it's kind of hard to cut the fax rolls apart on a paper cutter.
Yeah.
So I just mount the paper back here and just sort of rip and read when you're done.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go with this. But then if you move anything, the paper rolls across the floor. So I've got to find a way to
usually what I do, I most often type on a TV tray. So it has the legs that are kind of crisscross like an X.
Okay.
Which is perfect for running a dowel across. And then I put the roll of fax paper on the dowel, so it's just like right under the table. So it's
in the bees of legs. Cool.
Yeah.
I've also this is a solution as well. You make a box with a pin through the middle, or like I use a clothes hanger that's been bent up, and you can put your roll inside the box and feed it out and put a little felt on the edge that where the feed is, so you can have a little tension.
Nice.
And
Oh, okay.
you can just set that behind the machine and run your paper through it
Oh, nice. Okay.
for your. I'm using this is like a cash register roll, but you know, any kind of thermal paper would work depending on the box.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it keeps it from rolling around.
Now,
Yeah.
what's
Some of it is
that
great.
paper?
That's great. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah. So anything else new with you, Mike?
Not too much. I mean, I had a lot of family letters to write.
Ah,
Started typing them out on the Montgomery Ward, which has the script font, and that worked for a while. But I've got a little bit of tendonitis, so it was starting to bother me. I think it was probably because of the carriage shift.
oh,
Because it
yeah.
just needs to be that sort of that tendon along in here. So I got out the daisy wheel electric, which actually worked really well for this, and I didn't bother with that one too much because it's kind of computer-like and stuff like that. I mean, it's got a few bells and whistles, but it really worked great for doing that. And I addressed all my envelopes with it and everything because I could just swap out I think you mentioned that it was good for envelopes, and it really was.
Yes.
And the nice thing about it was, since I was typing on like red paper, I could correct, whereas the other one, you couldn't use whiteout or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it uses the
I
lift
don't use
top.
whiteout, but I don't have a red one of these. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish they made those in colors.
They
I know,
do
right?
have one. They
Yeah.
have you have cream colored paper, but if you're doing red or whatever, no, I can't help you there.
Okay, well, I have to look for the cream color because I use that a lot.
Yeah, Japanese stationery stores.
Oh, really?
Or
Okay.
you probably can
Yeah.
order it online. I'm not sure what your resources are local to you, but yeah, they do make cream color. Because I like the vintage look of a cream paper. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I use that a lot. I enjoy the
Hmm.
cream. I used to
Mike,
have that correct tape, those little squares in cream, and that
Yeah.
worked really well.
Yeah, the colors. Yeah,
Mike,
those-
I
Yes.
guess I lucked out when I bought some correction tapes. It came with I forget the name of it, but it was a package that had blue, green, yellow, pink, red correction strips in it.
Oh, wow. Well, that's
And
nice.
I just typed a letter to Bill Guthrie and used half a strip of yellow correction to hide my mistakes.
Now, here's a
Worked well.
question. The thermal typewriter, there's no real way to correct anything with that, is there, when you're using thermal paper?
Now that's the interesting thing. So the Brother EP5, if you have the little film cassette,
Right.
which those are pretty darn expensive.
Yeah.
And actually, I forgot there was one in the typewriter I gave you, but it was basically out of ribbon. So I figured, well, it's not a big deal if I forgot to put it in. But there's a little feature on there where it can actually go and lift off the thermal printing. I'm not sure how that works because I've never had one that actually worked.
Yeah.
So, but if you go through the demo, there's a part where
Yeah, it does.
yeah, it looks like it's writing over itself, but it's trying to lift it off, but it ends up just writing over it because you don't have that cassette in there.
I don't know if you can see that.
Let me zoom in on you real quick.
There, it just sort of writes over
There
it.
we go. Yeah. See, it just goes over it again.
Well, I guess it works with the film cassette, but not necessarily with the thermal paper, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks says leave all the mistakes in there.
Yeah.
Says,
You know
"Do
what,
not leave it in. It's the character of the letter."
Yeah.
Right.
When I read other people's stuff, I don't mind the mistakes. I like the mistakes. When I see my own stuff, I hate the mistakes.
I
So-
start every letter with an apology. That's basically what I
Oh. Oh, you don't have to do that. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it though. And
Yeah, thank you very much. That's just such a nice little typewriter and a nice, thing that you did for me. So I'm really gonna have fun with this one, I think.
now, do you feel like it's opening up a rabbit hole for you, or you're just good with the one?
Well, there could be rabbit holes going on there because
The
I
hesitation
just think-
alone answered the question. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I started looking at, there's like thermal stencil papers and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
so that, I don't know whether those will work in here or not, or whether they're useful or anything like that, but it just seems like there's a lot of possibilities that you can do.
Yeah. If you ever happened upon a Panasonic thermal typewriter, snatch it up, because it's like one of the holy grails of thermal typewriters.
Yeah, I
Don't
think
say
you
that.
mentioned
I'm actually looking for a thermal. I want one that's kind of lightweight and portable, but so I was like looking at I was thinking about is it a JP20? Oh, EP20. EP20, is that a worthwhile? The 20?
Very small, very light. The keyboard is going to be a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like calculator keys, essentially.
Oh, is it?
But once you get past that, it's a great little machine. But if you want more of an authentic typing experience, I recommend the one that I sent to Mike, which is the Brother EP5. It doesn't have a little screen, so you're looking more at the paper rather than a little screen. Yeah, but the keyboard is much better than the
20.
20. Yeah, so
this was not
So
heavy.
I'll look. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, basically all the thermal typewriters are going to be super light unless you put batteries.
Right.
Oh.
They won't run off of batteries, but that makes them fairly heavy, but it's still manageable. Far lighter than any typewriter, manual typewriter. So I highly recommend them.
Even the daisy wheels are heavier.
Daisy wheels are heavier, yes. I think there's more mechanically going on in a daisy wheel than there is in a thermal typewriter.
And the power supply is built in. But
in the daisy wheel, you've got the stepper motor, you've got the carriage mover, you've got the ripping cassette, the correction cassette sometimes, plus the wheel itself. Now, we were talking about typing on different paper. I had to go with that a while ago.
What is that one?
Turn it around, maybe.
the calculator roll.
There you go. Maybe.
Is that receipt paper or?
Oh, look at that.
What it actually is it's no problem required.
Oh, yes.
Look at that.
As well.
Huh.
And I did some experimenting, and this works best on a daisy wheel typewriter. Because as soon as you get to a regular one, the carriage moves across, and this whole roll shifts.
Ooh.
But a daisy wheel, everything stays absolutely still, and you just type away and type away.
Yeah. There is a place for daisy.
Well, listen.
And
I needed.
It was on one of the earlier type club live ones that I joined in with. If someone was saying he hates the really wide letters because he has to scan across so far as he's reading them. I was saying, if I could figure out who that was, I would type him.
Yeah.
Like about a 7-foot length of this.
Yeah.
And being 4 and this being 4 inches wide, it fits perfectly in a number 10 envelope. So you just zigzag fold it.
That's nice. I'm gonna run I gotta run. So I'm gonna take off. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Holidays.
So
yes, likewise.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you so
run.
much, Beth.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Thanks for coming. Buy more typewriters. See you next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buy
Excellent.
more typewriters. Pusher.
I generally tend to be the class clown, don't I?
Enabler.
Yeah, don't come here if you don't want to be enabled. This is not a
I
reduction
know.
support group.
Rich, how are you doing?
Unmute. I have to find that little button.
I know, huh?
I'm doing good. Thanks. Not a whole lot different than last week.
Okay.
I did get the Meteor I ordered came in, and it's actually a pretty cool thing. I have it downstairs. I was trying to air it out a bit, and I'm going to put some mineral spirits on it to thin it out a little bit. And then hopefully it doesn't rain today. But anyway, that I'm pretty happy with that. It's in just awesome condition. I think it's like 51 or something like that. I forget. Older. It looks like one of the flat top Royals. So it's got a cool finish on it, black finish. That's really cool. But other than that, not a whole lot changed. So I won't be
You got
here.
your Christmas haircut, Rich.
Yeah, it's like so many years with the Army, and I can't take it long for too long, and so every so often it just gets cut back again. Get another year, I'll go back and cut it again. Who knows? Well, we're going on a vacation, so on Thursday we're leaving on a cruise to the East Caribbean, and so we'll be gone for Christmas and New Year's, and we'll be on the ship.
Sorry, the word used, vacation. What is that?
Well, I've been working from home for like almost, I guess it's 2 years now. So, and it's quasi retirement the way I see it. They're asking who wants to go back, and I say I don't. I enjoy working from here. Rich's Bar and Grill is downstairs. The grill is outside. I can take a lunch break and go down there and cook me something. And my commute's just a coffee mug up the stairway.
There you go.
So I do enjoy working here. Yeah.
So what typewriter are you taking on your vacation?
Well, I've contemplated that. I don't know that I want to take one on a cruise. So, I've kind of run through what I'd have to be a small one. The only one I'd come up with that might work would be a Triumph Tippa that I have. And it's a cool little guy. He's yellow. It's like, it reminds me of a race car. It's really neat, from the 70s, and it works perfectly. But I don't know if I want to weigh myself down with that. Or just that it might be that one piece of equipment that's too heavy for the boat.
Yeah.
that I'd never get over it. So
yeah.
No, we'll be gone for I think that one's 11 nights. So.
Oh wow.
Nothing else is pending in the mail right now. I've been looking and with kind of a half-hearted attempt to buy something. I don't really want to buy one, but it's you talk about the rabbit holes. You see something, well, that's kind of cool, and then it kind of leads you to other things, and pretty soon you're down that rabbit hole of all these alike styles. And of course, look who I'm talking to. All of you are doing the same thing, so I'm just wasting my breath explaining it. But that's kind of the way it is. I found one by I think the company's name is Florida, but it's because I'm in Orlando, I think a Florida typewriter would be cool. It's got a little label on it. It's made in Spain, and
it's a rebranded Petria.
Yeah, there was like 3 different models that it said it was like, and
it's a lot like the Spanish Petria, but with a slightly different bodywork.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a kind of a 60s, 70s kind
Very
of.
much so, yes.
And so if it's as good as if it says the drawstring is broken, and that could mean that they know that the drawstring is broken, or it could mean something else is wrong with it. So I don't know. A drawband should be pretty easy to fix. So so we'll see. I might order it. I'm still kind of on the fence with that because I don't need more typewriters. But I'm more interested in ones that work so I can use them. That's
true. Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got going on. That's all I got for now.
Well, good seeing you. Yeah. And
Diane, sorry, go ahead.
How are you, Diane?
I'm fine, thanks.
Excellent. Are
I've
you going
had
to
a
show us
few
something
things.
already?
What?
Are you going to show us something already? You're on the move.
Well, yeah, I figure because you didn't see the unboxing. The unboxing was like on a Saturday night.
Oh,
you
okay.
You didn't see it.
You have to do those unboxings live.
I did, but it was live on Saturday night.
Oh man.
It was
She
Saturday Night
secretly
Live.
watches them.
There we go.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's a Smith Premier number 25.
No, Silent Super.
I'm just kidding.
Premier 25.
Well, you know, down the line. That's good.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to hold this thing and hold the paper down at the same time.
Yeah.
Johnny Blue.
So
Purple.
yes,
Did Megan
Wow.
paint that?
yes, she did.
Ah.
And she got decals to replace the Silent Super too, which was nice.
And
You couldn't see the stripes.
well,
They're
they're still there. They're green.
I know. Yeah, when you showed it on Saturday, you could see them pretty clearly.
Oh.
I turned the light on and I didn't just now. So
Okay.
SM4, white carriage.
I got that back from the repair shop Friday. Here, I'll go turn the light on so you can see the stripes.
Sure.
Yeah, Bill, for you.
Well, I saw them. It's just that it's a nice kind of subtle effect.
Yeah.
It's cool to see.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Oh.
Yeah,
Very cool.
And the Smith
See?
Premier
See?
5 works.
yeah, you're right, Bill. That is very cool.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the Smith Premier 5 works. I had to swap out my other carriage because I need to, there's things on the one that came with this that need to be formed.
Hmm.
And frankly, I can't, I've tried a little bit, but maybe not hard enough. Cat, if I fall, I'm going to take everybody with me. I got cats underfoot.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. Oh,
Excellent. Well, that was cool. Yeah. So you got to unbox that on the Type and Talk.
I did, yeah. I wasn't here last week. Sorry about the cat. That we were out putting wreaths on family graves. So we spent the day doing that.
Yeah. Wow.
That was a cool looking camera that you walked by. That old box, the view camera.
That's
Yeah.
an iPhone 1.
No, it's a Century Studio number 7.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Complete with the cranks that it cranks up and down.
Yeah.
It'll tilt forward.
Wow.
I think it'll tilt backward, but I've never. There's like a piece of wood in the front where when you tilt it forward, it's not going to fall.
Oh.
You know, it raises up and up and down, and
Oh, cool.
so yeah.
Not particularly portable, but
Yeah.
I've never taken that. It was a studio camera, and I got it from the son of a guy who had a studio in a nearby town, and he was a pro from the 30s till the 80s, is what he told me, is what the son told me, and they were just cleaning out his studio. I guess they were, he'd passed, and they were just cleaning out the estate, and I got these old studio lights. I mean, they're like big metal things with lights this long with prongs on the back. And I honest to God, I don't dare turn it on unless I have the thing serviced. I don't know what would happen.
oh, that asbestos on the insulation, that doesn't go bad.
Fire would happen. Fire.
Yeah, I know, fire would happen. Actually, the board, the lens that I have on there has a socket for one of the lights. So I think it could be theoretically synced with that shutter.
Yeah.
But I really honestly don't know how that would occur. There's a Packard shutter back there behind it, and it's not a Copal shutter, but it's, if you're into photography, you probably know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you mean, yeah.
So it's one that, you got the lenses on, the lenses on either side of the shutter. So it's quite a thing.
Yeah. The 5x7 or 8x10 or?
It has, I have a back for the 5x7 and the 8x10. And there's a sliding back for the, I think it's a sliding back for the 5x7.
Okay.
Meaning you can do 2 images on a sheet of 5x7 film.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
So it could, I think I tried it once just for the hell of it. But yeah, I haven't done anything with that camera in a while, but I'm not too keen to get rid of it either.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like I got a big old brass lens. I've only managed to get 1 or 2 pictures out because it's got a long focal length and it has Waterhouse stops and it's like this long.
Oh, wow.
It's like huge. I had it out on here, I don't know how many months ago it's been now, but I did actually get it out of its box once. So,
Oh, that's cool. Thanks for telling us about it.
Yeah.
sure.
How many I'm sorry, how many cameras do you have? I almost asked how many typewriters you have, but how many cameras do you have?
A lot less than I used to. I have some that are in a bin. So I can't really tell you anymore.
Okay.
It's like for a while there, I had one for every decade from 1900 to 2000. So,
Yeah.
The old camera bin.
Yeah.
yeah, no kidding. That one, the studio camera, I have a portrait lens for it. It's a Varium f4. And it is huge because f4 at that time was pretty darn fast.
Mm-hmm. Pretty wide aperture.
Yeah, I want to say the lens is kind of like this big.
Oh my goodness.
And I've had it out on here as well. I had a show and tell on my camera stuff a while back.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
All right, and Carrie, how are you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sometimes this headset works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
You're wearing a headset?
I am. It's so cool. Let me show you.
Oh, sneaky. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
It's called Aftershocks by Aeropex, or it might be called Aeropex by Aftershocks.
Sounds cool.
I'm not sure which way it goes, but this is what's super cool about it. See, it doesn't go in the ear. It's bone conducting.
Oh.
And I'm partly fairly deaf in my left ear, so, and I hate things in my ears. The earbuds don't really work, but it's my eardrum that's a problem. The inside works great. So when I wear these, it's like I can hear perfectly again.
So you're not into wet willies then?
Oh God.
Nobody's into wet willies.
No, I know. Who is?
Only the people that give them are into them.
I don't give them anymore.
Yeah. Yes, we can tell by your demeanor exactly how well versed you may have been in your.
I got them more than I gave him, Kerr. Anyway, sorry for distracting you. Beautiful headset.
And it has, and it's Bluetooth and stuff, so I can listen to stuff and talk on the phone and stuff, and so yeah. But if I've found, like, for some reason, as you guys know, sometimes it doesn't hook up, even if it says it's hooked up to the computer. But that's all I got is my headset that happens to be working today. I don't know what else to tell you. I was having the machines in this room. I have a couple of typing tables in this room, and I have more than a couple of typewriters in this room. How does that happen? But I realized I had my Vogue machine over here, and I had a machine. I think I had that Sterling that somebody had soldered the linkage on that I still haven't got the replacement thing for. And I thought the Vogue machine I was using for a particular purpose, but I don't really use that because the platinum's so hard. I don't type on it a lot. And I thought I'm not typing in my room because I don't have a machine that just I can just run with. So I bought this one. Actually, this is a newer relatively newer one, but this is one of my
Studio.
favorite
Yes.
machines. And I have one just like this that's also gray. That's an Arrow. And then I got this. I didn't get this that long ago. I cleaned it up. It just has a sad bell. That's not the only problem. And it was kind of dirty, but that Arrow and that QDL, I mean, it's really kind of fun being used to an Arrow and then having a QDL. And I'm like, oh, look, a paper rest. Oh, look, they have a margin. Like, I tend to get Arrows. I don't know why. I have a lot of QDLs, but they tend to have more problems. So when I actually typing on the Deluxe, it's fun. But I just the other day, I was like, I'm going to bring a really functional one into my room so I can sit in there and type. And then I made Jules, I made my wife go in the bedroom, close the door, and put earplugs in to see if they can hear me when I type, if I get up in the middle of the night and type, and they couldn't hear a thing. So my typing world has expanded. Oh, Sean, look at that beautiful red color.
This one works okay.
It matches my headset. I think you should send it to me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
I absolutely want your headset to match your typewriter. I think that's
I think it's important.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree.
Work together.
Yeah, it's all about teamwork here.
The Typewriter Club is all about
Yes.
friendships and international friendships and sending people things.
Kurt, this one doesn't smell though.
I'll trade you a smelly green one for it. Then it would be like Christmas. We'll exchange the red and the green typewriters.
It's just a good old typewriter smell, which I think we're all okay with.
Yeah.
I got to say, you guys, I mean, I'm still not able to bring that machine into the house.
2022 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I sort of woke up this morning. I wake up every Sunday morning kind of going, can I bring that typewriter in and show the type house? No, not yet. But I did have a thought of like, what if I like put it in a warm area since it's in the garage, in a warm area with a strong fan for like, maybe that would help it off gas. I don't know. I'm still working on things, but that's all I got.
Okay.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah.
I meant to join the type talk last night, but our internet was messed up.
Oh.
But it's okay now.
Well, that's good. That's good. We get to see you.
Nice to see y'all.
I wonder.
Was there a decent turnout last night?
There was how many? 6 of us at one time.
Aw.
Kimberly.
Yeah.
So you guys are regulars, right? William and Kimberly. Who else?
Yes.
Who else is there
Yeah.
regularly? Oh, can we say that
Yeah.
one? This is being recorded on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Oh, there was actually a poll came up about do we want the Type and Talk to be streamed live and recorded for YouTube? And the unanimous decision on that was no, because it not being on YouTube allows us to talk about much more personal and confidential things, knowing that it's not going to go anywhere. And as far as changing the time, none of us really had any thought on that, so it might have come half and half.
That's because none of us East Coasters were there to start with, because it starts at, it starts at 11 p.m. for us. So I'm not there.
11 p.m. rolled around last night. I think, nah.
no, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. It starts at 11 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
Ah.
But you're crazy, Kimberly, and you love typewriters, so of course you're
I
going to
am.
be there.
I am.
Good.
You were there anyway, huh? I was
Every
in bed.
time, yeah. No. I mean, I might come in a pajama t-shirt, but yeah, I'm here.
Did you not have to get up early today, Kimberly?
No, weekends are my own time. Yeah.
Okay. So we get up and go to church, and we get up at 7. So I'm not going to stay up at 11 and type when I have to get up at 7.
Kimberly's only like 24 though, so she can stay up later. Us older folks
True.
start going to bed earlier.
Love you, Sean.
My internal clock will wake me up at 5, no matter how late I stay up. And so it just makes it difficult if I stay up late.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because the original intent was for, new people that can't make it to Typewriter Club Live for them to get together, thinking in particular of, international people. And it's happened a couple times. I think someone said that Luke from Taiwan went one time, but those are kind of like the exceptions. But it works for you guys, so I'm glad to set it up for you guys. And I did try and promote it on the Facebook groups, hoping that someone new would show up, but I don't think a new person showed up. So yeah.
Europe would be 6 hours after that, and so if it's 11 my time, it'd be 5 in the morning. So probably excluding them too.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get the timing just right, because it has to be a good time for me as well. Although that not as much as this, because that I just set that up and then take it down. But yeah,
can't please everybody.
I know. I try.
You need to just have it streamed 24 hours a day, and just have people come in and out as they please.
I thought of doing that, just like a one-time thing, just set it up for 24 hours, and well, maybe not one-time thing, but like maybe once a month, or once every couple months or something like that.
Lounge. It's a lounge.
Yeah.
Get you a server farm up and running. We can run it 24/7. Perfect.
Type and talk marathon.
There you go. I could turn it into a fundraiser and have the little thing scrolling on the bottom. I'll give you my home phone.
Well, isn't that what the virtual Hermans is going to be, a 24-hour?
Yes,
thing,
he's doing
right?
24 hours straight.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Has information come out on that yet?
It's February 22nd or something.
He has it scheduled on the Facebook groups.
I thought it was the 19th. I'll look it up right
now.
now.
The 19th. Yeah, it's that February Saturday thing, and it starts at 6 a.m. Pacific time, so you can do the math.
Yeah. For those of us not on Facebook, we always miss out on stuff like that. So
yeah,
maybe somebody could post it up on the Type Pals site.
That's a good
or
idea.
whatever.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Sean, I can just ping you on Insta.
Oh, thank you. That'd be great, Kerr. Yeah. No, my telegraph isn't always working, so Instagram sometimes.
I'm gonna carrier pigeons get so tired this time of year.
It's too cold for them to fly in Calgary.
I'm going to send a link in the chat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great. Better yet.
So, Kerr, your headset has me kind of fascinated here. Mum has a problem with a perforated eardrum, and she finds it very hard to hear. I'm just wondering if that's kind of system would work better for her.
It may well, if her inner ear is fine, but it's the eardrum problem.
Yes.
Then I think it would. I think you can return them if they don't work. I can put a link in the chat if you want. I love these, and actually, and they're kind of expensive, but it was worth it. And then the first pair I got, I thought that the microphone stopped working, and so I contacted them, and they just sent me another pair, and I said, "You want me to send these other ones back?" And they said no. So I gave them to Jules, and they haven't had any problems with them. So I'm like, oops, kind of got 2 for 1. But anyway, so they have good customer service.
Excellent. They do remind me of. So it was one of those Facebook ads, and I got suckered into it. So they had these bone conducting headphones, and it was like $40 or something like that. So I get them, and it looks like it's bone conducting. It sits, just outside of your ear right there. And it sounded like garbage. And I was like, why does this sound so bad? And I looked, and it wasn't bone conducting. It had a tiny, tiny little speaker towards your ear. And it's like, really?
Air conduction, they call them now to trick us.
Yeah. So I totally got suckered, and I tried to get in contact with the company, and they gave me this whole runaround, and yeah, I was totally scammed.
So William, just so you know, these are on sale right now for 130
Okay.
American. Anyway.
Yep. All right. Just snapped a picture of that, so I got it on my phone now.
I thought I heard a camera. I thought Diane was up to something.
No, I'm not that tech savvy yet.
Yeah.
Don't know if I ever will be.
Excellent.
Yes. We were actually talking about our smartphones last night, and people were talking about their iPhone 11. I said, well, I'm still running a 5S, which does everything I need to.
Those are great.
Yeah.
I have the 11, and I feel bad because it's already 2 versions behind. So, oh man, I have another year on my contract though. So, yeah.
I mean, like, I just got a text from my niece in England. She just about to sit down at a very fancy hotel for supper. It's her 25th birthday today. So,
oh, happy birthday!
Yes, she's not online, but I just
yeah.
And I can FaceTime with her, message her, phone her for free because we're both on iPhone, so it's great.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. So I do want to check the YouTube chat real quick. Here it is.
The highlight of the whole Sunday.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Just a few comments. So Icarus Mask says, "Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Icarus." Indro, hi, just letting to know that I am in Antwerp, Belgium at the cinema. West Side Story. Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
You'd rather watch a movie that we all know the ending to and be with us.
There's we should get him to pick up typewriters. I know a couple typewriters that I probably need in Antwerp.
There you go.
Why not?
Why not?
So what's the ending of West Side Story?
Everybody dies in the end. No,
they move to the east side.
Okay, it's based on Romeo and Juliet. So, what do you think the ending is?
It sounds more like everybody dies.
Yeah, I was close.
It's not one of those things I would ever go see for any reason.
Okay.
Blah.
Then we have Desiree Gillespie.
Sean's a jet.
I heard camp fuel and transmission fluid is a good oil mixture. And Susan Coover, thank you, Ted Monk, for my lovely postcard you sent.
You're very welcome.
Jay McDermott, hi everyone, listening in today while I clean up my office and unfortunately could not join in. I hope you have a great day and a safe and happy holiday. Happy holidays to you. Icarus, any recommendations for first time deep cleaning? That's a good one. Anyone?
Oh.
I just go with alcohol. I blow it with an air
The more you drink,
compressor.
the cleaner you get.
Before you know it, you don't care. You don't care anymore.
There you go.
I would recommend like lighter fluid and a good air compressor blowout. And then lightly oil it afterwards.
There you go.
Make sure you get it clean.
Yeah. The biggest thing
wash and blow.
Yeah. Yep. The biggest thing about any of those solvents is you've got to get it in to soften up and dissolve the oil, then get it out to carry the old oil with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it in, it softens it all, then evaporates, the old oil is still there.
Right.
That's what I liked about using industrial solvent, known as Varsol up here. In the diffuser guns, you actually have about a 50 psi jet of solvent and air mixture forcing the dirt right through the system and blowing it out into a pan.
Mm-hmm.
And when I've done a really dirty typewriter, literally there is 2 or 3 tablespoons full of, well, crap sitting in the bottom of the pan. Hair, dirt, eraser crumbs, little bits of correction paper, bits, all sorts of other fun stuff.
Excellent. And
also, you can use those puppy pee pads under them, and it just absorbs all the stuff.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
They're really great, and then there's nothing slopping around. I mean, it's more wasteful in a way, but it also holds the.
But it's smart.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you use a cookie pan, you can also save that residue for like baking cookies.
Oh, that's
for your enemies.
I'm getting to that age where those puppy pee pads might come in handy for a number of uses.
And you can just say, I use them for typewriters.
That's right. Oh, that's
You could say that about anything. Oh, I use that for typewriters.
Yeah.
typewriters smell like urine. Like,
Oh. All right, then we have Dan Miller saying, just tuning in. Does anyone know the exact name for that color of red? It's stunning. And Sample Size actually joined in with the correct answer. Ding, ding, ding.
Royal Star Red.
Royal Star Red.
I'll admit that is me. I just have a different thing on YouTube.
Okay, now we know your secret.
I don't know where I came up with that either, but yeah, I was YYC typewriter, and then I decided to change it because what I had on my YouTube was different than everything else. So yeah.
Okay. And then Ikra says, puppy pads, smart. LOL, time to find someone with a garage and and air compressor. Yes, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
You can also use canned air. I did that for years.
Yeah, except that gets awful expensive.
Yes, it does. It depends on how clean you get your typewriters.
Yeah.
For lazy, it doesn't cost that much.
You can go down to Harbor Freight, something like that, and pick up a small portable 110-volt air compressor for $120. And for the amount that you'd be using it for doing a typewriter, that will last you for years.
That's what I did.
Yeah, you're going to be using it for typewriters and cleaning out your computer every 3 months, and you know, it's going to be more useful than you imagine.
Yeah, and of course, in my shop, I've got a big twin-cylinder 60-gallon tank with a whole air system running around the shop. And I am a mechanic with a mechanic shop, so
he powers tools with them.
Absolutely, yes.
Excellent. All right.
Like $90.
And Natasha, how are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm good. How you doing? I was just showing this.
Hi, Natasha.
Hi,
Natasha.
Yeah, she's got one of those computer blowout things.
Yes.
It's broken out, all right.
Do you like that one, Natasha? Because there's so many to choose from on Amazon. I don't know which one's good and which one's a lemon. Like, I don't know what to.
I love this one. It's because I hated the air compressor thing. It's called X Power. So you'll see which one if you're gonna get it.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
It works just fine. So, yeah, I know it's lemons, but I hated the can thing because that did end up being pointless after a while for me.
And how loud is that thing?
And so when you spray it and it gets cold too fast and you can't do it and it still needs spraying, I had to go outside and use the big air compressor and it was too strong or not enough. It's just a mess. So I ended up with this one.
How loud is that one?
How loud?
Yeah.
Oh, it's super loud. Oh, it's very loud and it's powerful too. I mean,
okay.
One typewriter I turned up and I was blowing and it just went there. I was like, no. Hold on to whatever you're blowing. So it's
yeah.
No one's in the bedroom with me when I'm using it. So
yeah.
It didn't sound right. I'm sorry. No one's typewriter with it. Yeah.
Not anymore, they aren't.
Oh man.
The other thing I should make mention of is, although my air compressor kicks in at 90 and kicks out at 130, I do have regulators. I can regulate down to 10 psi and have a nice gentle airstream. Regulate it up to about 40 psi for actually blowing out. Use 50 psi for when I'm doing washdown. Pressure regulators come in kind of handy when you're doing painting too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So mine doesn't have it. Just says 2 bars for strong and 1 bar for weak. So
how
many it does? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got a couple of interesting typewriters.
Yeah.
Anybody saw it on Instagram? knows that I did a Franken-typer with this one, Frankenstein type thing, because it came with no return lever.
Oh yeah. So it looks like you put a non-Smith Corona lever on there.
Yep. Can you guess which one?
Oh, that looks kind of like a Royal Halberd.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't.
Remington 5.
Yes. Well, did you cheat by seeing my Instagram?
No, I did not. I have a Remington 5, so.
Okay. Okay. Or you do. I don't know. But yeah, you're good. That's excellent. That was the Remington 5. Yeah. Remington 5 handle. Paul had to drill a hole a little bigger in the little section here to put it in, so that I could put it in. So I installed it, but he just drilled a bigger hole in there. So now I got a bunch of drill bits. In case this happens again, because when I bought it, I was so happy that the drawstring was moving that I didn't even look to see if it had a handle, because that's usually included. Usually, so. And then I've done a lot of Franken-typers lately, like my Remington quiet writer here. I had to add a 1920s Royal knob to it because nowadays buying a what do you call a parts machine is more expensive than what I paid for the freaking machine.
Yep. It's pricey.
I have to pay for shipping and all. I'm like, no, man. So I just went ahead and we create things over here now. And then I got another machine real quick. It's oh my God, I locked it because it came with a key. Hold on.
Never ever lock typewriter cases.
Yeah.
You know what? I did one and we were able to get it unlocked.
Uh-oh.
With this one here. Yeah, y'all talk among yourselves and I'll come.
We'll talk about the wisdom of never locking typewriter cases.
Yeah.
Blow it open with the X power.
There you go.
I could just break it open like somebody did with one of these over here before I bought it. They They actually snapped so now I had to put a belt around the box, like a physical belt around it.
The typewriter shop that's near my house, I talked to the guy several times about typewriter keys, and he says when his dad owned the shop, he would steal the keys from customers and keep them all on a ring that he hung on a hook, and he just never let them lock their typewriters. Like if they brought in a typewriter that had a key with it, he'd just steal the key and make sure they could never lock it, because that was like half of his repair. Repair people coming in for repairs was like, I can't get my typewriter open.
Yeah.
Well, I finally got this one open just now. Finally. Okay. So this is how it looks, the case and everything.
Ooh, nice case.
And so now you probably can guess what it is, some of you. But it's not the cutest thing in the world, but I've never had one, so I went on ahead and bought it. It's an Erica, but it's a CBM for America. A 67.
Commodore business machines.
Yeah.
Oh.
I never made a typewriter or branded a typewriter.
Wow.
And when I got it, it was clean already. See, all clean.
Wow, very clean.
I had the top right here, this plastic. I couldn't clean it for anything. I kept scrubbing and spraying and scrubbing and wouldn't clean. But all
I use something called. Has it got whiteout on it?
It's got these white. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, if it's got whiteout on it, you can use. I use a product called LPS1.
Okay.
Which is kind of like a really expensive version of WD-40, except it doesn't gum up stuff.
Okay.
But it works really good for cleaning up the white stuff, and it doesn't fog the plastic. So it's not like a solvent, so it'll clean off the whiteout without fogging up the plastic or discoloring it.
You said LPS1.
LPS1.
I'll write it down somewhere.
It costs about $16 a can, but it's very useful for stuff, all kinds of things.
LPS1. Okay, I will do that. And it runs so well. I mean, this German engineering, correct? German, because the paperwork is still with it. They have the Stuart Hall paper still with it.
Nice.
I guess the late 60s, because that's how it looks.
That's very good.
Coming from Walgreens, that paper. And then I have the original little paperwork here that explains that it should be working at its best. Long time ago.
Ooh, typing sample.
Yeah, is it upside down?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be able to read. I mean, are you? Is it mirrored?
oh, there. Okay.
No, we see it fine.
That's fine.
But yeah, that's yeah.
Very nice.
So it and it also came with spare spools because it also came with
Oh.
corrective tape and all that junk. I
Mhm.
took that out. So
Does it have DIN 2013 spools or
it had
American type spools?
it had the plasticky with the white in the middle, and then it has the metal ones.
Oh, okay. But I'm wondering if it has the wider posts like the European typewriters or skinny posts like American typewriters.
Oh, skinny.
Oh, okay. So that's cool.
Yeah.
You can use American spools.
Skinny. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. But yeah,
Excellent.
that's those two are the only two I can think of, and then I got 3 typewriters stacked over here on top of each other. So I'm like, I think I better stop here with the portables because for a while I was just getting portables because I have no room for any more.
Yeah.
You need to take those stack typewriters into the bedroom. Can't have that on TV.
I see wall space there, Natasha. I think you could fit a few over there over your your bulletin board.
Let me
Some shelves up there.
Yeah, let me explain this though. There was a TV here, big old TV, and if you follow me on Insta, it was the TV with a big black stripe in it.
I remember that.
You know, every time I took a picture of something, I'm sorry, the stripes in there, but it went out. It went out like a week or 2 ago. It just died. So we knew that was coming. So now I put my I told Paul, I said, well, how about I put my typewriters in and we just get rid of it? He said, okay. And we typewriters in there, but now I need another shelf right there. And then put
Very heavy shelf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to put up some brackets on it.
Yeah.
See where this
Put your lighter ones on the shelf.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it doesn't bow.
Yeah. Take the stuffed animals and junk off.
Yeah.
You could always
I'm gonna head
suspend
out.
some from the ceiling on draw cords, you know.
Take all the guts out.
I think we need a conveyor belt that'll just, cycle them through. We could just use one and then the next one will come up and we can use that one and the next one will come up.
Hey, we need to get to work on that. We'll make millions.
I should
I
design
like that idea.
I like that one. Because that would help me.
All right, I'm gonna head out. So goodbye, everybody.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Hi,
Angela.
Angela. Nice to see
Hi,
you.
Angela.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
too.
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Hey, Bill,
Yes.
did you get my letter?
No,
Huh, okay.
not yet.
Oh, okay.
If he had, he would have written back already.
I know, right?
Probably would have,
Sorry about
yeah.
that.
I know it went out this week, so
I bet it will show up tomorrow.
yeah, probably.
Although it is getting to that time of year, I guess people do still send Christmas cards out, and so maybe
Slow down the
sometime
first-
this week, though. I bet
Got a Christmas card from Joe.
Excellent.
Christmas cards from Joe sounds like a book.
What was that, Ted?
He's threatening to come here next year, so
Oh,
he sent me a Christmas card to warn me.
Yeah. Advance notice.
Advance notice.
By the way, I got a very, very nice handmade card from Kimberly. Thank you very much.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was very nice. Very nice.
Okay, Kimberly, did you receive my letter?
Yes, I haven't replied to it yet.
That's
though.
okay. That's okay. William, I don't know why your letter took exceptionally long to get here, but I think I got it on Tuesday. So you had asked about it last Sunday, and then 2 days later it showed up.
So 3 words why it takes so long.
Canada
Canada.
Post.
Well, I'd actually received letters from let's see, is it Jason?
Oh, damn it.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And gosh, who else in Canada did I get a letter from?
I think what happens is the Canada Post trying to get as far as it can in Canada, then drop it down to the States. Of course, if it has to go across BC, then you're dealing with washed out highways, washed out railways. That's my theory. Now, speaking of very pretty handmade cards from Kimberly.
Ooh,
wow.
Look at that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start making cards a lot earlier this year because I didn't have enough for everyone. Like, but I have 100 type pal friends I gotta send.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I only
Very
had
nicely done.
26, I think, handmade ones. So I'm like, oh, don't have enough.
Only
very nice.
26.
Lovely.
For January 1st for the rest of 2022, you'll have enough.
Yeah, you'll just have to get handmade.
My birthday's in April, so I'll wait.
Friends are-
And she's not kidding either.
No fooling.
My birthday's in January.
Oh boy.
Oh. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing well. Finally connecting from the UK this time.
Excellent.
Nice.
So seems to work. It's a good time of day. Visiting friends for the last couple of days out near Bath. But it's a Sunday. It's a relaxed day. The sun sets pretty early. So yeah, this timing works out quite well.
Excellent.
Yes.
Anything new in your world?
Oh well, I mean, aside from preparing to do a juggling act with whatever travel restrictions come up in the next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I'm supposed to be going to Vienna for all of January, and chances are it'll still be fine. It's just yeah. That's other than that new. I actually I have yet another new typewriter acquisition, which I probably should just pick up and show, because I went to Bristol just for the afternoon the other day and popped my because it's 40 minutes by train. Oh, I think the cat's scratching at my door, hoping to get in. Anyway, it's not my cat. He can wait. So I went into Bristol, which is, yeah, again, there's Bath and then Bristol just beyond on the train. It was a nice enough day. Wandered in and out of charity shops and some junk shops and antique stores and things. And in one that was mostly full of furniture, found they had two typewriters on display, and they were both fairly cheap. If I'd had enough room with my future travel to hold two in my hands in addition to all my other bags, I probably would have got both. But I had to choose one. I mean, I could have chosen zero, but we know that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And so I ended up with a lovely SM3, and turns out it's a 1956 SM3. It's got a few marks on it from wear, so I haven't yet decided whether I'm just going to leave it as a beater, just something that I know will take abuse and doesn't have to look pretty, although it's in pretty good condition. Or it might become my second repaint. Don't know yet. But the amazing thing on it is that all of the rubber is completely pliable.
Wow.
So everything, the platen, the feed rollers, everything. It's only I've managed to have two so far that are like this, but this is the second. And it's incredible. And so the typing experience on it, I only got the new ribbon in delivered today. Found it on Thursday, got a new ribbon in today, and it just types beautifully, of course.
So does that machine have what I call the fine fractions, the 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, and 7/8?
Yes, it does, which is pretty common in the UK. Yeah. So, and it's everything. It doesn't need any adjustments. It's I'll still replace the grommets on the bottom because they're squidgy, but the carriage isn't scraping yet. So Yeah, it's it cost me 28 pounds, and
Oh, wow.
yeah. So I mean, I could, as I said, I couldn't, and it came actually in. I don't know if anyone's ever seen one of these. I haven't in any of my looking and research and everything, but instead of the usual hard case, it came in this
I have seen them.
I like
travel
that.
case,
Yes.
and it's lovely. The zipper is completely intact. It's metal and it works fine. There are a few things internally that probably could be re-glued, but then none of the stitching is coming apart. And it's got this lovely little buckle that goes through the the top here. So, I mean, it's quite an attractive case, and honestly, I might have bought it just for the case alone at that price. But let's. So I'm quite feeling quite happy.
What was the other one?
The other one was I'm going to mispronounce the brand, so I probably won't try. It was a brand I hadn't heard of before. It ends up being a rebadged Adler or Triumph, one of the plastic body machines, which I recognize, but it's a no, it began with SCH. It was a German or Swiss typewriter school. Scheidegger, yes, the typewriter school.
Yep.
So it was one of those machines, and it was in beautiful condition. I typed on it, and it was lovely. But again, as I said, I only had I've got enough. I'm in the middle of traveling, so I have a suitcase and 2 backpacks and a duffel bag already, and thankfully they stack. So, and then one hand will be rolling that stack, one backpack on my back, and I'm already traveling as it is with my little Empire.
Oh, nice.
Aristocrat. Yeah, it's become very, very quickly my favorite travel machine because it just doesn't take up any space. So yeah, I figure while traveling, 2 typewriters is probably enough.
The one typewriter I would like to get my hands on is the W.H. Smith Grey Fox, which is a made for W.H. Smith by Silver Reed. But the graphics on the front, the graphics on the front are simple yet very clever. On the left-hand side is a dog laying down, and on the right-hand side is a fox looking back.
That's very cool.
Brilliant.
I like it.
So the fox has obviously already jumped over the lady dog.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my goodness. Now I want one too, or at least a picture of it.
I know, right?
They had the gray fox, the blue fox, and the red fox. The red fox is just too much red for my liking, although it probably has more options like typewriter, that sort of stuff. Of course, it's carrot chip being Silver Reed. I think the gray fox is basically the same as the SR100. Pretty basic machine, but it's just cool.
Yeah.
And who made them?
They were made by Silver Reed, but they were sold by W.H. Smith, the stationery store.
Right.
Bookseller.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll keep my eye out, and if I find one, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you're over there. You might as well start a little export business while you're at it.
Yeah. I've already offered a few people, and I mean I'll offer it to all of you as well. Like I mean I'm traveling a bit already, but when I'm not, if there's just so many interesting things that pop up here, and there's not really the same anywhere near the same collector's market here, so things just get sold for cheap.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and I mean a lot of bigger machines will end up being pickup. I'm still trying to figure that out because a few folks have asked me if I could manage to get some ambassadors for them, but none of them are for shipping. So it's just a matter of me doing a road trip. But if you could find an ambassador for 30 pounds, even if you then have to put it in a crate very carefully and ship it overseas, it's something that if I can facilitate for that kind of thing for people, I'd be happy to.
Wow, that's great.
You just hope nobody wants an imperial doppelganger. That was the two standard typewriters married together with a carriage that could
Oh my
ride across from one to the other, so you could type your letters on one, move the carriage across to type special symbols, carry it back again to type the letters.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
That might be the only typewriter that you wouldn't find for 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weigh that much though.
Oh, I think they weighed 100 pounds plus.
Oh, wow.
They were huge.
That's amazing.
I'll settle for some fish and chips from British.
Rich, once they get back over across the Atlantic, they're not as good anymore.
No. Well, as far as the British fish and chips go, if you pick them up from the chippy, drive home 2 miles, grab them paper, they're not the same as when you eat them fresh, sitting on a park bench outside the chippy. They lose their crisp. They like the last time I went to England in 2016 was when my dad passed away. I just visited my dad. The nursing home was literally 4 doors down from Bernard's Green Fish Bar. And I've been up for 32 hours, flight over there. And I just wanted some comfort food. So I got one piece of fish, handful of chips, and a 7-Up. Walked across the road, sat down on a park bench, and ate my fish and chips, watching all the cars go around the roundabout, what to me appeared to be the wrong way.
Awesome stuff. They're hard to find. I mean, in Britain, I guess you can, but here in the States, I mean, that's like got to be one of my favorite foods is British fish and chips. So what I've done is when we travel is first thing I do is look for, I find the best odds with the Irish pub that has fish and chips. And those usually, they always haven't been successful, but some of them are pretty darn good. And in
Come
fact,
to Canada. They're all over the place in Canada.
British
Authentic.
fish and chips, really?
Yeah.
Especially towards the eastern side. The closer to the coast you get, the better. And of course, in England, the fish is always fresh.
We've got some good ones in Ontario. If you come visit me in Toronto, I'll show you around.
We'll go up there one day. We'll
If
make
you're
our
ever
way
in
up.
Portland, let me know. We are my local neighborhood pub, the Horse Brass, actually has fantastic fish and chips, and they have a sister pub over in London, and so they do it up right. And
Nice.
Okay, Bill, will you take me there?
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, they use fresh halibut, but we have
that's the best.
that's my favorite. There was a guy here in town that had a food cart, and I don't know if he's still around, but he was the Frying Scotsman, and he used haddock, and that was pretty good too.
Yeah, cod and haddock usually it's traditional. Halibut seems a bit unusual, but halibut's great.
Yeah, yeah.
My favorite one was in Dublin. I mean, I have had it all over written, but in Dublin, there's this place called Leo Burdock's, and it's right downtown. And there's just a host of famous celebrities that have gone in there, and they've got all these pictures of them. So you think that would be an interesting reason to go there, but I mean, their fish was just awesome. We went there the next day because it was so good. But just a little thing we do when we travel is I go looking for some kind of British fish and chips somewhere.
Yeah, we should go to Dublin just for the halibut.
One of the best examples of fish and chips that I've managed to have anywhere in the U.S. weirdly, I say weirdly because you just wouldn't necessarily expect it, and it wouldn't be a reason to go there just to hunt it out. But if you're ever at Epcot in Orlando,
oh yeah,
they're in their British section, they just absolutely nailed the batter, the fit, everything, and of course if depending on what the fish is, if it's something that can be caught in Florida and be super fresh, but they probably can get it overnighted from anywhere up and down the East Coast as well, and it was just fantastic. I mean,
we've done that. We've gone down there and done that, but I would as much as I like that, even the next step up was in downtown Disney, right outside of the parks. There is a Irish pub restaurant, Irish Guinness pub place. And they have like probably the best I found in Florida. but it's been so long since I've been there, and I've subsequently found some other ones. But Gibraltar has just awesome fish and chips there. They're British Commonwealth. And we went down into the Falkland Islands on our 31st anniversary. We landed in there, and we just walked around the island and settled into a British restaurant that had some pretty awesome fish and chips too. So it's a pursuit.
Yeah.
And you may have stimulated me to going back into Epcot and trying that again.
In the next town, in close to City, Lethbridge, there used to be a fellow, Jeff Tanner, who had a fish and chip shop, Tanner's English Fare, and he used to have fresh cod flown in from Vancouver twice a week through Time Air. You paid a bit more for it, but it was fresh. It wasn't frozen. It was fresh, caught the night before, flown overnight. Next morning, it was in the fryer.
I'm salivating. We're not even talking about typewriters anymore.
I know. Maybe we should get back to the topic.
You know, it's funny because you guys are making me really hungry, and I'm a vegetarian, so I might give it up now. No.
In Newfoundland, they put dressing under their fries. Like it's sort of like, I guess it's their version of a poutine. So like a Thanksgiving dressing with under the fries or mixed in with fries. It's actually a really good idea.
Interesting.
I hadn't heard of that before.
It's delicious.
Very good.
Get our fish and chips here in Memphis from a place called Celtic Crossing. It's really good too. So it's in Midtown. Yeah.
Excellent.
So it's like
he's very picky. So I mean, because he's Welsh. So like he's, if he likes it, because we've eaten other fish and chips and he's real like, oh no, not that. And because he's been to Greece, when we eat those gyros anywhere, for example, he's real picky about that too. He won't just eat anybody's gyros. So it's this place downtown for that too. That's specific. Everything's very specific for him. It has to taste like it did back there. So Celtic Crossing is ours.
Wales has it too. I mean, we had there's a place called the Great Western Railway, a place at the railway station in capital of Wales. I forgot the name already.
Cardiff.
Yeah, thank you. And just fantastic, classic British fish and chips, all over the place over there. That's one of the things I miss from Britain.
Yeah, I wish Paul was in here. He would talk to y'all all day, but he talked to you till about 4 o'clock.
Excellent. Well, we haven't mentioned the typing prompt, so I should probably mention the typing prompt. It was the best gift I ever received was ... So I did mine, but first, did anybody else do theirs that they want to share, or otherwise I can go first, or
you go first, Gregory. I did do one too.
Okay, cool. All right. So the best gift I ever received was one of many from my wife. From a fountain pen that was completely unexpected to tickets to see the 3 remaining members of the Monkees, I feel like she's given me it all. Heck, she even got me hockey tickets on multiple occasions. And let's not forget, she got me tickets to the Monkees again when they were down to just 2 members, and mere months before the passing of Michael Nesmith, leaving just 1 living member. But the best gift I ever received from her meant much more to me than the object itself. It now adorns the entry to our house, but she gave it to me for our first Christmas together when we were living in our first home, apartment number 57. At that time, it had nowhere to go, but it wasn't about the object. It's a heavy blue metal plaque with silver highlights, adorned with 2 birds perched, forming a heart. It reads simply, House of Short, established June 17, 2006. The date reflects our wedding day, so the plaque serves, then and now, as her commitment to our marriage, written in stone, or in this case, metal. Visitors will assume rightfully so, that our house was purchased in 2006. That came a few years later, but we know the truth. The cornerstone of our home was our wedding day on June 17, 2006. And if I can do this correctly, I think I have a picture of it. Where is it? Go here and here. I should have had this queued up, but that's okay. And here. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Oh, that is great.
Two
Yeah.
doves. Yes.
So cool.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was, and I had to think about it because, you know, she's given me so many things. I kind of feel guilty, but then I thought of that. And I was like, oh yeah, that actually has a lot of meaning beyond the object itself, you know. So
You're gonna make me cry. I cry at
Oh.
wedding. I know it's
Oh.
sad.
Excellent. Yeah, that's it though. And I did type this up on my Olympia SM3 from 1957 with the We Are Memory Keepers ribbon that is black and brown. So yeah.
How did the brown work out?
It's good. Let me thank you, Ted.
You didn't give us a defined point to where we could,
I know.
actually
I screwed up.
do our snapping.
I'm just too busy crying over here, but yeah.
Oh, let's see if it'll show up.
Oh yeah, not
Very
bad.
cool.
Yeah.
It actually prints very nicely.
Yeah.
I think brown is one of their nicest colors.
Yeah, it gets a little globby in places, but yeah, I love it though. And of course, their ribbons are like super short, so it goes back and forth quickly.
Yep, 18 feet.
Okay.
Instead of 12 yards. Now, as far as best gift ever, didn't actually do a typing prompt, but it reminds me of when my first wife and I were going through some premarital counseling, and our pastor asked us, "What is the best gift you've ever had?" And my first wife said, "The best gift I ever had was a day out that William and his brother Ted took me down to Waterton Park. We spent the day there canoeing on Cameron Lake and just enjoyed the day." That kind of surprised me.
Wow. Yeah.
My brother had come over from England, and we just took the day and went down there and literally spent the full day down in Waterton Park. Of course, he came back with a rotten sunburn on my legs because I forgot to put sunscreen on.
Oh.
Of course, in the canoe on the water, you get the direct sun and reflected sun.
Yeah, it gets you both ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I do want to show one more thing. Let's see. So on my wife's birthday, which was November 29, let's see, I'm trying to do two things at once and it's not working. Yeah, on my wife's birthday on November 29, we decided to spend the day in downtown Riverside. There's a pedestrian mall that's right next to the historic Mission Inn, which is where Richard Nixon got married. But it's this big, beautiful hotel it's like the thing to see when you come to Riverside.
We walked by there when we came and saw Bob's talk at the museum. I was like,
Yes.
what the hell is that place? It's like a castle right in the middle. And
Yes,
anyway,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, and then so they have the pedestrian mall, and there's a very nice used bookstore in the pedestrian mall called Downtown Bookstore. And so I went in, and the lady there was very nice, and so I figured, I'll ask and see. So I said, "Do you have any books related to typewriters or writing letters?" The books on typewriters she had were like, I don't even remember what it was now. It was not something that interested me though. But then the ones on letter writing, most of them were like these modern, like almost like textbooks for writing business letters. But I hit pay dirt with this. Oh, there we go.
It's fun to write letters.
It's fun to write letters.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the graphics.
Is that an old reprint, like an old book that was reprinted, or is it new?
It's old. It's it's vintage. I don't know if you can. It's very yellowed on the back. Down here it says writing paper always the perfect gift. And it has a copyright of 1953 by Eaton Paper Corporation.
Oh yeah, Eaton Paper.
And this is the 14th printing revised edition from 1953. So
wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, inside the pictures are very tiny. But there's it's like a little booklet, it's not very thick.
Cool.
But yeah, I was very excited about it. So it was exactly what I was looking for.
Did you read it yet?
Not yet. It's in the to be read pile.
Don't use highlighter.
Oh no.
And don't dog ear pages.
I know. Actually, it's kind of funny because my wife, she always underlines things with pencil in her books, which drives me crazy because I'm of the philosophy that you should never write in a book. So when she does that, it drives me crazy. But in her defense, she has a ruler and she makes it all nice and pretty, but still it's writing in the book.
It bothers me. And somehow whenever I buy a used book, or especially as a student, I always seem to buy them like whoever the original owners were idiots. The notes they make in the margin, I'm like, duh, why'd you have to write that?
Yeah. The worst is when we get library books back at work and people have highlighted in them or underlined or written notes, and it's like, really? You thought you could do that?
Just
in a library?
People like, why did you need to underline that? That's not an important point in this.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, and unfortunately, usually by the time we catch it, we're not sure who it was that did it. So it's like we can't really charge the person for it because we're not sure it was them. So yeah.
It's bad for a library book.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst is when they eat when they're reading and you get like stains or crumbs from the other reader. I'm like, oh, what did I bring home with me?
It's a nice snack. Depends what it is.
Yeah, I do have to say, I get nervous every time someone brings back one of those children's books that is about, using the toilet. It's like, okay, where are they, while they were using the toilet? Should I break out the Lysol? Oh man.
I'm for the puppy pads again.
Yeah, puppy pads. Those are handy things.
My wife does the same thing, Gregory. All her books, you'll see she underlines them. She doesn't use a ruler. She just underlines them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
But it's her book. She,
That's true. That's true.
Books are our friends, and we don't harm or deface our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different attitudes, I guess.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if you've ever seen In the Name of the Rose from Umberto Eco, read it, you want to be careful about what other people leave inside of books.
Oh.
No, never heard of that.
Interesting.
Didn't read it. Are you going to clue us in?
Well, okay. The main plot, if you want spoilers, is that there's a book that people are kind of fascinated about because it holds secrets, and people are borrowing it and then dying.
No.
Because I guess back in the the
1200s
or whenever it was set in time period it was set in, people would read books by turning pages and then licking their fingers. And
right.
And someone had poisoned the pages of the book to make sure that anyone who read it died.
That's like a Seinfeld episode.
That's pretty dark, Seinfeld. Yeah.
Very dark.
But you know, that's kind of funny. This morning I don't know why I was thinking this. There's a good story, I think, if you take the concept of this pandemic surviving because people were sending Christmas cards. And so, you know, when they lick the Christmas envelopes and seal them, and then what if this thing didn't die that way? What if it survived? And then they got mailed off, and then by some weird mail chance, an envelope survived 10 years or 20 years before it got open, and then they reopened the pandemic by opening the.
Oh, God.
You're full of uplifting stories today, Rich.
I don't know where they come from.
I thought I was the only person who thought like that. Thank you. I feel less alone.
I do too.
I think a lot of people in Hollywood think like that. That sounds like many a plot I've already viewed.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
Andromeda strain. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe this is a reincarnation of the Spanish flu, that somebody licked an envelope and reopened it later, and now here we are with another virus.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There, I've thrown it out there. Someone's got to write the story.
There you go.
You're just
free
the
plot.
ideas guy.
That can be our typing prompt for.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
A communal Hollywood script written by Type Club Live.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we could
That would
pass
be
that
fun.
around. You got to write 2 pages and pass it to the next person.
All righty, you start.
Yeah, hopefully this
right.
doesn't turn out like the what's the game when you whisper something to the person next to you, and
Yeah.
Telephone?
you know somebody's going to be writing about the Spanish flu next thing you know, and
Yeah.
then it's just going to go all downhill from there. I don't.
The last chapter will be about fish and chips.
Yeah.
The Spanish flu. And it ended up in my junk folder. The end.
All right, Sean, you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. It was 1987, and we were out in rainy Victoria, British Columbia with the grandparents. The usual craziness before Christmas kept us kids low on sleep and high on sugar. We were ticking time bombs. Christmas Eve was the usual affair, a family dinner followed by after 8 mint sticks, sugar cookies, and anything else we could scam out of the kitchen after the adults had collapsed onto the couches. We watched the Scrooge movie, as the family tradition was before entering the phase of war called Go to Bed So Santa Can Come. An hour and a half later, after a couple of parental interventions, which interrupted our sugar-fueled bed jumping, we somehow fell asleep. The morning was the usual exciting time, a fire in the hearth and the floor awash with ripped up wrapping paper, lots of thank yous, you shouldn't have, and hugs and kisses. I finally got a small wrapped gift, maybe the size of a tube of travel toothpaste. To Sean, from Dad, it said. I ripped into it and was confronted by a box which read, Bausch & Lomb Contact Lens Cleaning Solution. I burst into tears, yelling out, I don't even wear contact lenses. Crying and wailing, oh, how Christmas was ruined. My dad, very much irritated, leaned in and grabbed me by the shoulder and leaned in and ominously said, look inside first. I held back the sniffles, wiped up the tears, and I opened the top to find a red Swiss Army knife.
Oh.
The tears immediately cleared up, along with the offense I had incurred. Dad was still irritated at my reprehensible behavior, but held himself together long enough. I think you're old enough to have this responsibility, but the look on his face on my performance the previous 2 minutes said he had made a mistake.
Oh.
It was a great present. I kept that knife for 25 years before it got lost in a move. That little knife with its toothpick, tweezers, corkscrew, it cut down trees, fought off bears, defended myself and my family against terrorists, and a myriad of other problems which it helped create and solve. That knife taught me about risk, how to handle it, and how to be responsible. I cut myself. I learned about the need to clean and maintain it. I'm not as sad about its loss now, looking back. Usually I am when I lose anything, but instead I appreciate what it taught me. And I look forward to giving one to my nephew in a couple of years, in a contact lens cleaner box, of course. Just
Excellent. Excellent. Very good.
Yeah.
Did they say don't cut your eye out with it?
Yeah. You'll cut your eye out with it.
I do have to say that around this time of year, we save our cereal boxes because we like to use cereal boxes as gift packaging. So yeah.
It's perfect. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I look back, I was a different person, obviously, when you're a kid, but immediately jumping to the conclusion that you got contact lens solution and wondered why an adult would give you that.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, you're horrible.
Oh man.
Well, kids are so literal too, what you see is what you get.
Absolutely.
How are you supposed to know there's something like, why would there be something different inside of what it says on the outside should match what's on the inside?
Exactly.
Yeah. Universities are built on the fact that people don't read between the lines.
Yeah, and think about had it gone down the other way, Sean. It's like, if you would have opened, it's like, wait a minute, where is the contact lens cleaner? And your dad would have been a little upset, so.
Yeah. All I got was a stupid knife.
Gee whiz.
My wife sent me a text quite a while ago showing me that the present that she would like is a round jigsaw puzzle made up of 100 different words in the English vocabulary.
Oh.
And I just and it's a very, very, very flat box, square box. And I just did a repair on a garden tractor, which I needed a new ring gear for the flywheel. And so I'm going to put the jigsaw puzzle box inside that box. So when she opens it, she said, why do I want a ring gear for a Cummins engine?
Excellent. Yeah.
I have say, what you wanted something to put together, didn't you?
Something of a different sort. That's funny. Anybody else have a typing prompt or any question? Natasha, go ahead.
All right, I'll read it from up here. I just adjusted this a second ago. Okay, but best gift I have received. The best gift I have received. Can y'all hear me? Because I'm way over here.
Yeah. You're a little soft.
The best.
As long as you listen.
The best gift I have received was my first professional camera, a Nikon D2X. Paul bought it for me in 2016. So that I could shoot my own fashion designs for promo. He also gave me the gift of learning photography. Because of that, I can make a decent living from that profession. I have also been published numerous times and won awards and have regular customers who pay for my services. This gift of knowledge has been invaluable, and he knows it because he is a bit conceited because he knows everything. We call him the Welsh Wonder. Also, the book that I have out now would not be possible if it were not for his teaching me the skill of photography.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Anyone else? Or any questions or comments or? Okay, I can check back in on the YouTube chat. Let's see if there's anything new there.
Oh, let me mention one thing to you.
Yes,
Greg.
go ahead.
About that song, "A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You" by the Monkees.
Yes.
I love it. Oh my God, it's like my favorite song by them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anybody in my car is like, what the F is that?
Oh.
I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to watch the Monkees TV show.
Yeah.
So I'm not I don't listen to everything they do, but I love that song. I could play it like repeatedly for a bit. That's how much I like it. So on the Monkees a little bit.
Yeah. So there was actually no new comments on YouTube, so we're good there.
Are we not as exciting this week?
What's that?
Are we not as exciting this week or something?
I guess.
And everybody's doing their last minute shopping and stuff like that.
Oh, it's such a nut house out there already. Anyway.
Ooh, let's see that.
Yeah, we got ours over.
This is the meteor I was telling you about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And it, you can see it's got the stripes
Yeah, single stripe.
Very nice.
on each side. So it's
Oh, and the side stripe too. I almost got one of those one time, but the fire went crickets on me. That is so awesome.
Wow.
I mean, the color.
Lovely.
That's the end of the line for the
Very
flat
nice.
top model.
Yeah.
it's pretty nice. I mean, for a bottom level typewriter, it's pretty good. I love the shape.
Yeah, that's great. Classic.
I'd share that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I always love those racing stripes.
Yeah. And especially when it's got the matte with the gloss.
With the gloss, yeah. That's a nice
Contrast. Yeah, and I like the logo, the little meteor on it. It's pretty cool.
Shooting star, yes.
And intact too.
It's impressive.
I remember when I was young, I could never remember the difference between a meteor and a meteorite.
Oh.
One's wrong and the other's right.
Close, close.
One's big and the other's little.
Yeah.
No. The way that I remembered is that a meteorite hits the ground, a meteor burns up in the air. Therefore, if it hits the ground, it's a meteor right down to the ground.
And if it burns up in the air, it's a meteor.
Yeah, yeah.
So William, what's the difference between a meteor and a comet? That always confuses me.
A comet is basically a honking great big dirty snowball made of dust and ice that orbits the sun. When it gets too close to the sun rays heat it up and turn some of the ice into steam, which then ejects the steam and dust particles and causes the tail.
So meteors don't have tails?
A
Comets have
meteor
tails.
is usually a chunk of iron or a chunk of rock that enters the Earth's atmosphere and burns up.
Oh.
Comets
And
just sort
comets
of go
keep
by.
going. Comets keep coming and going.
Yes, comets are on their own orbit that never intersect Earth. It's believed that the Tunguska explosion of 1812 may have been a small comet that entered the Earth's atmosphere and exploded, causing as much damage, I think they said, as a 20 kiloton atomic bomb.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I believe. Tunguska in Russia, in 1912, sorry.
Wow.
So to corroborate, William, let's see, like meteors are objects that enter Earth's atmosphere from space, but meteors, which are typically pieces of comet dust no larger than a grain of rice, burn up before reaching the ground. The term meteorite refers only to those bodies that survive the trip through the atmosphere and reach the Earth's surface.
Oh, perfect.
So it's a meteor right down to the ground.
That's right.
That's the way
They
I
all
remembered
sound
it.
like they'd wreak havoc with typewriters to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Typewriters. Was there something about typewriters we're supposed to discuss?
I'm still thinking about fish and chips. I
know, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I think my most memorable meals in London was curry.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I love curry.
I like doner kebabs.
I think the whole talk about the fish and chips, I think that's why everybody on YouTube left, because they
went to go.
They're like, yeah, I haven't been to that fish and chip place for a long time. I heard that, Sean.
I even tried some in Nepal once. It's a Pokhara, and we left Kathmandu, and I'm thinking, oh great, there's British influence here. So we went looking for a place, and what it basically was like big fish sticks, and it just didn't have the same. I mean, I ate it and I kind of liked it, but so I'm really a snob when it comes to British fish and chips. They're done certain ways, and Scotland had some great ones. Wales had some great ones, and the Commonwealths. But the search goes on.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember when we were kids, we used to go to the local chippy and ask for scritchings. And those
What
were
a-
the little bit of batter, the little bits of batter that came off the fish. So they
Oh.
scoop those up and put them aside, and it's basically just batter and grease. But
Oh my God, there's nothing better
yeah.
than batter and grease.
They call them scritchings, and
That-
if the kids didn't want them, they would just throw them away.
And
You
mushy.
think they,
My grandma got scritchings and mushy peas.
Yes.
you think they would give scritchings to an adult
Oh yeah.
next time I'm there?
They do
Oh.
at Long John Silver's. You buy a box of fish and chips there, and like half the box is scritchings.
Long John Silver's. I haven't heard about that place in a long time.
I didn't
Didn't
think
know
they
that still
existed.
existed.
Yeah, but you can still get. There's still one here in town, so
Oh, wow.
every
Do
once
you
in a
have any
while I'll go
Roy
down there
Rogers
and
left?
get- no Roy Rogers.
H Salt was the one that started me decades ago. I don't know.
What?
If it's
Oh,
still-
yeah. Yeah.
Has anybody seen the movie called The Van? It was a Colm Meaney. It was part of a trilogy with The Commitments and The Snapper
Oh, I love
and The Van.
Commitment.
So
No.
the van, these two guys buy a food truck,
Yeah.
and there was a scene where they're getting their business started, and a kid comes up and he orders I think he ordered a burger and fries, and then he didn't have all the money required, and so the guy working the van, Colmini, he gets so upset he takes a big bite out of it and he gives the kid what's left of the burger and goes, "Here you go, it's a fair deal." And I remember little else about the movie other than that. It's been so long since I saw it, but all three of those movies, I really enjoyed them. All set in Ireland.
Now, Colm Meaney, he used to play Miles O'Brien in Star Trek.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh.
right.
Chief O'Brien.
That's right.
Any other questions or comments or
Writing prompts from anybody?
writing prompts?
Finally got my yellow case.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
You know, the first one I ordered was black. I showed y'all before.
Yeah.
And I told them to send me a yellow one then.
Hey, Natasha, because you're a big sticker person, can you get a big biohazard sticker and stick it on the that? You do. You gotta. That's your thing.
Perfect.
The virus enclosed inside. Do not open like that. Nobody will ever touch it.
Do not
Leave me
shake.
alone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. They won't. You're right.
What's the name of that company?
Adler.
Pelican.
This is not Pelican. I couldn't afford Pelican. So this is I'll look it up in my phone real quick. Hold on just a second.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, if you just look for Pelican cases, Kerr, then you can find all of the other brands probably that are similar-ish, but cheaper,
Yeah.
more realistic. Pelican is like the Cadillac of those cases.
Yeah, my Pelicans would hold my cameras. But for the typewriters, I don't know.
Look pretty safe for the typewriters.
Yep.
The one you had in there looks snug.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the idea.
You have to be careful of the size because it's barely in there. It's barely. But my other one is perfect. I set that Montgomery Ward one, I think. I set it in there and it was perfect because you have to get your measurement just right.
But either way, it's still safer than shipping it through the mail.
Oh
In a
yeah.
box, in a cardboard box.
And it's not terrible. It's $75 a piece. So if someone balks about that, then remind them about shipping like they
Yeah.
So yeah, let me get through my orders. I'm so sorry. Hold on 1 second.
It's the uprights that don't have cases when they ship them. There's really no way to guarantee their safeness.
Yeah.
It's whenever it shows up, Axie gear. Okay. You can see that come up.
You can
I
just
can't
make it
see
out.
that.
Right there. Is
Can
it-
you just put it in the chat, the name? I can't see it.
There you go. You see it now?
AXIGEAR?
Yes.
Taxi gear. Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And what do you have in there?
My
Silent Super Purple.
Sorry, you didn't have to show me. You could just tell me.
It's show and tell. It's video.
I love it if she opened up and there's actually fish and chips in it now.
The topic
The,
that
the biohazard label would be.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Very cool.
What kind of tip is that?
It's the 71 Tipper S.
Really?
Adler Tipper S. But it doesn't type in cursive. It's that's the irony of that. I don't understand.
It doesn't type in what?
In cursive, I'm sorry, cursive.
Oh,
Usually
cursive.
the S means script. Usually.
Oh no, I've got, I think mine's a tip of S. It's not script.
See, yeah, but then they
You're
have
gonna make me go look.
yeah, they,
Oh, the S doesn't mean it's script. It's just the model after the TIPA 1 and 2. So it's just a model designation. It doesn't mean script.
Oh.
but usually, I mean, they do have some like that that look exactly like mine that are script.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, why
You
come
can
mine
find
is
script
exactly-
on any typewriter, but
Yeah,
the S in the model name doesn't mean script. So
gotcha. Well, I was
Right.
holding further.
Well, in this case, it sounds like it means tip a shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Now they didn't misadvertise it. They never said it was script. But I was just like, well, what? I want to see what that, what exactly it is. They didn't misadvertise it. They were honest. Well, by omission, they were honest.
This one's not an S, but it's a Triumph TIPA.
Mhm.
And
Uh-huh.
it's actually pretty good, except for this thing is cracked, but it types well and it's really small.
Nice. And two-tone,
Very
right?
nice.
Yeah, it's a two-tone. I don't.
What year is it, if I may ask?
I'm sorry.
What year is it?
I'll tell you in a second. Triumph TIPA. I think that one's that's a 61.
Okay.
But this one is a 75.
Oh, that's nice. I love it. Hey, that would match my case.
Yeah. and but this is great. This is like a type so cool. It's
That's
really
bright.
yeah, it's
With the black keys, yeah.
Bright and light.
yeah.
Bright and light.
It's kind of like a racing style to it. All it needs is racing
Yeah,
stripe.
see, that's how mine's look. It has that tip of S, the same thing. Yeah, except for it's brown. Yeah. Or is that an S? What is it? S?
It's
Yeah.
an S. I'm trying
Yeah.
to get the reflection.
Yeah, that's it. That's
An
mine
S.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not script though.
Yeah, mine.
But it has this it's like this German engineering. I love the sound of this thing.
Mhm. Real
These,
slick. Yeah. I like
yeah,
it.
these German models are like that. They're tight, they sound good, they feel good. It's sort of like the difference that you might look at with some German cars, maybe more so from the 70s and 80s, comparing them to American cars. They just seems like the American cars got a little more rattlier later on, and the German ones just their tolerance are so tight that it kind of shows, their engineering shows.
That yellow one wasn't made in Holland.
By Triumph?
Yeah.
Nope. TA Vertriebs
Okay.
GmbH.
A lot of that tooling went to Holland, to the Halberg factory, and they started making the Triumph TIPA S as a Royal Caravan, and
Oh.
so you'll see Royal branded machines just exactly like that from the 70s.
I might even have a Royal that's similar to this, but I thought it was a Japanese Royal. So I'd have to go looking at that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But see, mine's an Adler Holland. Mine is in Holland.
Holland one.
Mm-hmm. So that's right after Adler or Royal bought out Triumph Adler, and they were making that same design typewriter in Holland for themselves and for both Adler and Triumph.
That's what the T&A
Curiously,
is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Triumph and Adler.
Yeah.
Curiously, I have a lead on that I might be able to buy from one of the whatever the Dutch marketplace website is. That someone I know in the Netherlands sent me for the earlier model TIPA, the early '60s, with a techno typeface.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But it's made in Germany with a QWERTY keyboard for sale in the Netherlands.
Is that Harry's typewriter? I think he's in the Netherlands.
I don't know. The username wasn't Harry on the. I just basically sent him a message making him an offer because he has it listed for 49 euros, which seems pretty reasonable, especially as it's techno. So
yeah, for sure.
Fingers crossed, because I don't have many special typefaces yet. That would be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Missed out.
Good luck.
I missed out on a techno facet TP2 last week that I'm still kind of feeling stung about. But I'll get over it.
The robot font.
I don't have too many weird fonts, except I have, it's a kind of a techno one. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's from I believe a Hungarian typewriter, which is made by Privilege. It's spelled like privilege without the E on the end.
I have that.
And
I have one
you've
of
heard of it, or you have one too?
Yeah, it's actually cursive. Yeah. And
Is it, you have a cursive one?
Yeah, a cursive Privilege 270S.
Yeah, I have 270T.
Oh, okay.
And I actually have two of them. They're identical, except one's the T. And I think the T stands for the tabulator. I'm not really sure, but that's one of the differences if I remember right. But kind of a dark mustard color, pretty kind of neat. It's something you'd find in the 70s, I think. But the database wasn't good. I mean, I couldn't figure out exactly what year it was. I have to relook. Maybe I stopped short and didn't finish researching.
Dig deep.
Dig deeper.
It's the 80s, but I had difficult time finding the year as well on mine. The serial number didn't quite match what was going with what was in there, so it went like toward the 80s. I'm thinking mine's more somewhere in the 80s.
Could be, yeah. I don't know how late they were making them. I believe they came out of Hungary, but I found both of them in Germany, and they're Q Wurzes. They type fairly well too, and they're for what they are, they're pretty solid. They're made out of plastic. The hood is plastic and the sides, but they seem pretty solid.
Oh yeah, very good. Internally, yeah.
Right.
Does anyone know who first produced a model under the name TIPA?
That'd be TIPA, the typewriter company. Starts with a G, I think.
Gosson TIPA?
Was it
Gosson
Gosson?
TIPA,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
That's my little portable.
Yeah, and they made the metal one that has the flat bottom, and I think Kimberly has the one with the briefcase, the leather briefcase.
I love it. It's my favorite. I love it so much.
Yes, I've the guy at the typewriter shop down the street. He's got one of those, and I just love that case. It's a beautiful leather. It's like a tiger stripe leather, and
yeah, it's very useful.
So did they
pockets in it?
Did they license that name to other manufacturers, or how
They
does
just
that
got bought out.
They got bought out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they got bought out. Their design got changed, and
yeah, I think the Gosson is definitely a gentleman's name. Like that was his last name. It started
And I think Adler bought them out and started producing the TIPA, the littler version of the TIPA, and then from there, Triumph got incorporated into that, and then Royal bought them out, and then eventually, TIPAs were being made by 3 or 4 different companies.
So is the Gossen TIPA then more of a portable sized, or is it just a larger ultra portable?
It's flatter, it's wider, and it's longer. But it's in a metal case. Yeah. It's very portable. It's very flat. It's kind of like it's even flatter than the Groma Calibri, I think. It comes with a metal lid that snaps on, has like kind of buttons on the side to release it. And then you could also buy it with a case in addition to that metal snap-on lid, which was like a leather briefcase thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
It was a
with
pretty
the metal
cool,
lid on it, it all fits into the leather briefcase. It's still very ultra portable.
It's a
and it's
super cool
protected.
package.
What you got there, Mike?
That's it's a light meter, the Gossen light meter.
Yeah, that's where I recognize the name from.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I realize I have one sitting here, but that's
yeah.
So I don't know if it's the same Gossen, but it's they've been in business for years. It's German.
Okay. Excellent.
Well, I love my Gossen TIPA. I recommend it if anybody has opportunity to get one. It's a great type. Like I expected it to feel like a toy. It doesn't. It's a great typer.
No, it's great. Yeah.
Kimberly, did you order the T-shirt?
Not yet.
They are not easy to get a hold of, the machines, at least not in the US. Especially with the briefcase. Oh, they are super rare
I've
with
seen
the briefcase.
people sell the briefcase separately and like without the type.
They need to be horsewhipped.
Yeah, Copper. What are you doing?
Oh man. May, how are you?
Hi. Hello, typewriter friends. Sorry, I got a late start. Weekend is
Rubber
usually
ducky.
boyfriend time, and so I got to figure out how to ditch the boyfriend so I can hang out with the typewriter friends, right?
Thanks for coming over. See you
Like you
later.
go away. I want to talk to my typewriter friends now. Yeah.
At least you know your priorities, May.
So like weekend. Exactly.
So it looks like you've been typing something.
I do. I did make a typing prompt. I've been just in love with this Sears Medalist Electric 12 that I unboxed last Sunday. I really love the Smith Corona 6 Series electrics. I think they're the favorite for typing. So yeah, I did a typing prompt. Would you like me to read it now or should I wait?
Sure.
Absolutely.
All right. It's a letter to you guys. Dear Type Pals, the best gift I ever received is a difficult choice to make. My parents have been very generous to me over the years. They've given me 3 cars over 3 decades, diamond jewelry, and $4,000 on my 40th birthday. So I bought myself a spinning wheel to make yarn and paid off a big chunk of my student loans. Every birthday or holiday, my mom gives me her handmade necklaces and earrings made of natural stones. She calls it her geology jewelry that I wear nearly every day. I love personally handcrafted gifts, from cards, candies, cookies, to crochet. The sentimental value is heartwarming. My boyfriend gives me tools every Christmas. He makes note of what I borrow from him during the year, and then he gives me my very own sets. Now I have 2 toolboxes that every mechanically inclined person would approve of. This year, I'm hoping for an air compressor or a power drill. Until then, I love that he enjoys cooking for us on Sundays, which we'll do later. And then we meal prep the leftovers for the rest of our busy week. Although Typewriter Club isn't technically a gift, I appreciate the support, advice, and even the enabling we give each other. Friendship is the greatest gift of all. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and much love to all us wonderful typewriter friends.
Oh,
Ditto. Ditto.
Oh, this is the greatest group. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, your boyfriend gives you tools too, right? I was like, you can give me tools. I'm like,
Yep. Tools are welcome gifts.
Joey
Yeah.
doesn't share the fries. He buys an extra plate of fries. It's because he doesn't want you to borrow his. He's like, get your own.
Exactly.
May.
Oh, you bought my set of ratchet screwdrivers? Well, here's your very own.
like
Hey.
Touch my fish and chips.
Yeah.
instead of flowers, we get tools. I don't care about flowers anyway. The tools we can read.
Yeah, exactly.
May,
Yes.
you made mention of handmade cards. I
Mhm.
received this beautiful card from Kimberly.
Oh, wow.
You can see it.
Handmade. Is it like paper cut? Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Isn't it just?
It's a pop-up. You made a pop-up card. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful card.
It is. And Kimberly is very crafty.
Mhm.
Yeah. In all the ways, all the synonyms that crafty.
All the
Artistic.
definitions.
Yep, exactly.
I've seen your knitting, Kimberly. It is amazing.
I'm a lazy knitter now, though. I just look at something in advance and go, that's too much work. I don't know
Yeah.
anybody
It's supposed to be
that except
relaxing,
myself. I
right?
post it myself. That's like, how many hours do you put in for that? No, not giving that away.
Uh-huh.
Socks are the worst because everybody has ginormous feet. I'm like, oh, it's gonna take me forever.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay, I guess Dan's going for lunch.
All right.
Take care,
Good to
Dan.
see you.
Good seeing you.
Bye all. Cheers. See you soon.
Bye.
Will do. Bye.
Adios.
Good luck with the hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do next week? Since Christmas is on Saturday, or are we still doing the?
So there's not going to be type and talk because I probably won't be home to set it up.
Right.
But there will be on the 26th Typewriter Club Live because the 26th
Boxing
is not a
Day,
holiday.
Boxing Day.
Boxing
Oh,
Day.
is it? Oh,
Yeah.
what,
You're in
what,
Canada.
yeah. We'll have our regular meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. I still need to schedule it and do the create the writing prompt, the typing prompt, but I'll get to it.
Good.
Yeah.
That's important.
You
We
have a
need
whole
to do
week.
that. Christmas is like, no, just joking.
Since everybody's getting typewriters for Christmas, you're going to have unboxing day, unboxing day.
I was just going to say that. Ted. You beat me to it.
Unboxing Boxing Day.
I love it.
As long as it's not those royal epochs or
oh
or the we are memory keepers or
oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, you
We
can
are
still
memory
unbox
keepers.
those are legitimate typewriters that can
That's
be
true.
unboxed.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Maybe you might not want to type on them, but you can still unbox them.
They look nice.
Yeah.
I'd rather buy a Buddy L kids typewriter with plastic type bars and use that than one of those Royal Epochs with their plastic type bars.
Well, yeah, at least you get an interesting typeface.
Yeah.
And a sideways exclamation mark.
May, how is that rope handle working out?
Oh, you remember the rope handle? I haven't tested it yet. It's just there. I'm
You
going to
gotta
leave
swing
it
it around a bit and make sure
Yeah.
it's secure.
I don't know. I haven't figured out why they did that, but they did.
That's quite a surprise.
They're wild.
But
That
as
is wild.
a proper collector, May has left
Yeah.
it, which is a
I've
huge
left
thing.
it. I like the little personal touches. I guess maybe they put it on there so they could lift it out of the case easier.
It's so heavy.
Doubles as a life preserver.
It's a sailor's typewriter.
Yeah.
When in doubt, type.
I need that on my cruise.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Go straight to the bottom.
I needs help. Throw him a typewriter.
Save the typewriter. Let Rich go down, but save the typewriter.
Yeah. I think it's just a decoration, personally.
I think so. I think if somebody like me got clever and hacked a typewriter.
Get it out of the case. It can be
Yeah.
awkward with your hands. Yeah, it's probably
So probably to lift it out of the case, or maybe they like to when they were done with it, they like to kind of prop it up, move it out of the way. And so that was
You can
a way
continue
to
it as
lift it.
piping all the way around.
I know, huh? Yeah. That'd be pretty sharp, actually.
You hanging on the wall.
Yeah, yep.
I'm officially an electric typewriter fan now. It's hard for me to go back to the manuals, so I feel guilty. I feel like it's kind of like cheating in a way. But I don't know. They're still vintage. I mean, this thing is still like 40 some years old, right? 40.
You're
50
not
years
going
old.
outside enough, May.
Well, it's COVID, time. So
You need to experience the big blue room every once in a while.
I did take a typewriter to Hawaii. Oh, that was another great gift. My sister and her husband gifted me a trip to Hawaii with
Oh,
them.
wow.
Took me on, and I took a little brother Charger 11. And it's funny, I took it and I didn't type on it at all.
Yeah,
I had so much fun. Yeah, but I took it.
You.
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah.
It was easy to pack, and had a little fun with the TSA agents, watching them go, what the heck is that?
You got to use it on the plane. That's a true
Oh,
typist
man.
would use it on the plane.
Yeah.
Do not recommend. Professor Polt tried that out and he got earful for it. So
Well, I mean, I had a crying baby a couple of seats down, so what's a typewriter?
Hey, I like the idea of the TSA agent giving you a hard time, and all of a sudden you're like, "Wait a minute, what's your name? I'm going to type you up."
I'm going to type you up. Yeah, I watched one. He looked and it took a long time, and finally he looked at me and said, "Ma'am, is there a typewriter in your bag?"
And did you say, oh, a typewriter? What do you mean a typewriter? How did that get in there?
And I was impressed because he was a younger guy, probably in his
Wow.
20s, and he recognized the X-ray of a typewriter.
Wow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just said it took him a minute or two, but he eventually figured it out.
We had a young electrician here. I mean, he had to be like early 20s or something. And he was just going to give us an estimate on a bunch of stuff. And he had to take the list of stuff back to his boss, so his boss could look at it. And it was just a bunch of little stuff. And I had it written out, and my handwriting is so bad. I'm like, wait a sec, I'll give you a better copy of this. And I just ran in my room and typed it up and handed it back to him. And he's like, did you just do this on a typewriter? And I was like, yes, and you get points for getting what just happened.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Very cool. All right. Any other typing prompts or questions or comments or ideas?
I have a comment, and I hate to say it because, well, I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it. Anyway.
Just say it.
Say it anyway. Say it anyway.
My name, well, because I've heard my name a bunch today, and I realized that people don't necessarily know that it's pronounced care. And I know a lot of people have trouble with looking at it and saying it, or anyway, it's care.
Yeah.
Not care.
It took me a couple of times to care. Yeah.
Well, and I don't say it myself, so people don't necessarily, I get car and cur, because when you look at it, it might look different. But anyway, I still answered.
Right.
I think it's good to say something so that we can get it right.
Definitely.
We're not embarrassed 6 months later when you do finally correct us.
Okay. So
That's
should
probably what I
it
thought.
be again? So should it be an accented E then?
No, I have this conversation a lot, and I have it especially with British people about
William.
my best friend from England wanted me to spell it CAER, and I said, I know, I understand why you want that, but that's not how it's spelled.
Not how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Or CARE.
Yeah. As long as you don't. Yeah.
May. there's a different pronunciation. So I always say May, like the month, you know. If I can
Yeah, I remember when it
myself.
first came on, I said I think I pronounced it
Yes.
Mai.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I recognize all the mispronunciations and I answer to all of them.
Right, because you know they're talking to you, right?
Exactly. Right.
Like my grandma said, call
Ever
me
since
anything, just don't
kindergarten.
call me late for dinner, right?
Well, May, if you'd married
Right.
John Knotts, you'd be May Knotts.
May
That
or may
was-
not.
See, nobody knows
Not
that
sure
my
why
name
they-
is pronounced Teed.
Teed. Oh, okay. You're going to correcting us
You
after
be
all this
careful,
time?
Cheed. Now we're going to call you that, Reverend Cheed.
He's the typewriter wizard.
I'm actually
long
seen,
E.
but I didn't want to correct you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, you
You're gonna be
guys.
holding a tea talk.
Oh man. I believe Mike, and am I pronouncing your name correctly, Mike?
Depends who you're talking
Mike.
to.
Yeah.
I believe you were showing a typing prompt.
Yeah. Well, I got, I did the rip and read. So.
Nice,
Thing, I'm
nice.
cooking lunch at the same time.
Anyway. Typing prompt. The best gift I ever received, of course, besides this typewriter, was not a Christmas present. I started taking pictures at a young age. I used a little Bakelite Kodak brownie that was passed down from my brother. This had its limitations, so I asked for an Instamatic camera for my birthday. These had just come on the market. My mom and I went to the nearby JCPenney department store to pick one out. My eye was immediately drawn to another camera on a closeout sale. It had a built-in flash gun that took little AG1 bulbs plus an electric eye. I'll have to think about this, I said. It didn't take long and it became the proud owner of a Kodak Brownie Auto 27. As nice as this was, it wasn't the best gift. About a week later, my dad saw a complete darkroom kit for sale in the newspaper classified. After a minute of negotiation, this too became mine. The enlarger from the late 1940s had some issues, so I mostly made contact prints. It took a while to learn how to use all of this, but it sparked a lifelong interest in photography and darkroom work, which continues to this day. I was all of about 12 years old at the time. As a postscript, for a long time, I had trouble getting sharp prints from the enlarger. One day, when I got to high school, we replaced it. One day, for some reason, I decided to clean the lens. It unscrewed easily and only had 3 elements. When I put it back together, I couldn't remember which way the center element went into the barrel. Once I put it back together, I made a test print, and lo and behold, the print was sharp. All those years, the reverse lens element kept me from realizing its full potential. I still have both the camera and enlarger because I never throw anything out. Here's the camera. The camera also doesn't work particularly well today. But
Nice.
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
Cool.
I took it apart, and that lens didn't go back together. But that's a little.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Very
That's
nice.
great.
Yeah, very cool. And by the way, I wasn't fishing for you saying that the thermal typewriter was the best.
Oh, I know.
He is. He loves that.
Oh, the one you gave him?
Yeah. It just worked out that way, I swear.
No, that's great. No, thank you.
But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the darkroom kit, very cool.
Yeah.
Especially when it sparks like a lifelong interest like that, that's amazing. And actually, that reminds me that for one of my birthdays, I asked for a camera and I got a Pentax K1000, and that was what spawned my lifelong love of photography. So I know where you're coming from.
I mean, later on, I got a Argus C3, which is my first 35 millimeter. So that was also another good one.
Ah, yeah.
After that, I started buying my own cameras, and I've never stopped. So
yeah,
I have about 100 now.
OM1.
Oh, wow.
Which was one of their first 35. Well, I don't know if it was their first 35, but it was their basic model they came out with back in think I got that like in 76 or so. And I had that up until about 5 years ago. It got stolen out of my
Great
house.
cameras.
Oh,
Yeah, it's funny. I know that it still had some film in it because I remember discovering that shortly before it got stolen, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this? Should I just open it now or take it out now? And or it looked like it had a few shots left, and I'd never shot it. Just it's gone now. So,
Wow.
but yeah, I did the same thing. I went through. I used to use the dark room and all. I made a lot of black and whites and stuff. I didn't do color. The film and the prints. It's fun.
Yeah, I still develop film, although I haven't printed anything in a number of years.
Mike, it was a similar story for me. My parents got me a Kodak Instamatic, an X15.
Yeah.
And I think that was in 71. I was in grade school, and I still have the very first picture that I ever took with it. And
wow.
and so I ended up getting interested in photography and cameras specifically. But I went on to work.
Uh-oh. You're being recorded now.
The live or memory?
Oh.
Yeah. But I ended up selling cameras for a while. I went to work for a photographer as his darkroom tech, and actually did his color and black and white printing, and just I was more heavily involved in photography when I was younger than I am today, but it all stemmed from that one camera. And so I can very much relate to your story.
Start
Well,
somewhere.
I got into film and later video, so that was really what I spent like 40 years working in. So.
But you know what? The funny thing is, and try to talk to my kids. Well, their kids are 30 years old, but today, all these, you have pictures of everything with, the cell phones. And I mean,
Yeah.
pictures are ubiquitous. There's everybody, the selfies and everything. But back 20, 25 years ago, not even that long ago, before the cell phones, pictures cost money, and you have to buy the film, then you have to buy the print processing, and then all you've got is a negative and a picture. But today, you don't need any of that stuff, and you can take 500 pictures trying to get the right shot of a tree, for example, and it doesn't cost you anything. You just hit delete, delete. And it was quite a different mindset, I think, back some time ago. And it wasn't even that long ago, where you had to be very deliberate about your shots because
Still developing. Yeah.
And your pictures are always a surprise. Like you never knew how they were going to come out until you got the photos developed, right? Like
exactly. Yeah, that's right. You open it
surprise.
up.
Uh-oh.
Like opening a Cracker Jack. What I get?
Did I take a picture?
I think it'll be interesting to see, like 50 years to a century down the road, how many of those images percentage wise will still be intact, if they weren't printed out somewhere.
You mean the digital ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like how, if our hard drives,
well, and it's not that they couldn't possibly be transferred from one medium to another, but it's almost like the observation that John Mayer was making in California Typewriter about his songwriting and how he had never gone back ever and retrieved anything off of an old hard drive that he had abandoned. Now I know there are people that do, but as a general rule, for people today that aren't quite so dedicated, it would just be something that obviously I won't be around to know, but it'd be really interesting to be able to see in the future and know just how many of those images will still be preserved in some way.
I love film photography. I started it in 2019 myself. I just started it. But I just got turned off by the fact that, the film developers are messing it up. So we don't have the ability to do it here in my home. So until I can find a better developer, well, I found one. I just don't like sending stuff off, But yeah, I love film photography. I love it. I mean, it was a challenge, and he taught me that too.
Yeah, when I was younger, I couldn't afford film, a camera back in, the 80s when I was interested in photography. And so I missed out on a lot of that stuff. And about 5 or 6 years ago, I found that in my trips to thrift stores, I would be finding a lot of film cameras and kits that people were giving away at that point. And I'd buy them for $10. And I collected about 30 or 40 cameras of various kinds, Electro 35s, Nikons, Pentax. I got a K1000. I got, all 3 or 4 different Pentaxes. And I basically learned film photography then and got into Caffenol as my developer of choice because I couldn't afford to have it all sent out. And it was difficult to do by that point. 5 years ago, it just wasn't really feasible to go down to the corner store and get your film developed. So I learned how to develop all my own film with Caffenol, whatever I had on hand to develop with. And that's pretty much where my film photography interest came from and where it expanded. I've got a huge, really nice camera collection now, but all from thrift stores, from people throwing away their stuff 5 years ago.
Yep.
So I feel kind of lucky that way. It's kind of like typewriters to me, where there was a point where people just didn't want typewriters anymore, so they gave them to thrift stores, and so and you can have this king's ransom of a collection for very little money.
That's cool.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
Now
learning to use them. That's great.
Now the supply has kind of dried up, so you don't find as many bargains as you used to.
I've noticed that. Yeah, it's about 5 years ago. I couldn't walk into a thrift store without finding a camera kit or a 35 millimeter camera sitting in a bin for $2 or a Canonet, a little Canonet 17.
Like typewriters.
Oh, great camera.
Yeah, rangefinders. I'd find rangefinders and I'd learn all that stuff at that point. I didn't know anything about it then, but I'd find a cool looking camera and then go read up on it, and then I'd be halfway expert on it, or at least knowledgeable about it, and that was a really interesting time for me for just learning everything I didn't know before about film photography.
It's interesting because when I was in high school, I bought the Olympus because it was between that and the Canon AE1. And I chose the Olympus because there was nothing automatic. It was completely manual. So I had to learn the relationship with the f-stop and the shutter speed, and they used to call them ASA. I think they're ISOs now.
ISO, yeah.
And you kind of have to become so intuitive that it was like part of your brain, your hands. You didn't think about it. You just
yeah.
And today with all, I'm taking pictures with, I have an Olympus digital, but also use my phone. And you don't really even think about those exposure settings. And if you never really had the reason to learn it, you don't really know what's going on, why you would use a certain focal length or f-stop, or anything like that. And to me, it's almost kind of frustrating because I really want to have that experience where I go and do it manually. I can do it so quickly manually, trying to figure out with the digital camera how to get the setting I want. Sometimes, going through menus and stuff is just seems
large format.
Yeah.
Or then there's that.
Well, my favorite camera that I picked up is actually a cheap Hanimex 35, which is basically a Pentax K1000. And it's all manual, nothing. The light meter requires a battery, but that's it, as a needle light meter. And I learned how to do manual photography on that. And now that I have digital cameras, I actually use manual focus lenses, and nothing's automatic on it. I have it all set up where if I need to dial in the ISO and the time and I can operate the aperture from the front and time from the back. And that's how I do my photography now is just everything's manual. I don't do anything automatic.
My first SLR was a Hanamix Practica LTL, which is all manual.
Yeah, so it was a great learning experience for me, and now I can't really go back to automatic anymore because it's just easier for me to look at a scene and say, oh, I need an aperture of this so I can get the right,
I love that. Yes.
focal depth and if I want to squeeze the everything together, I can use a different lens to do that and make things look like toys or make things look larger and expansive depending on what lens I use. And it was a really great learning experience that I didn't get to do when I was younger, when it was actually relevant. But nowadays I get to do that because it's just cheap.
Yeah,
I think it's easier to be.
That's a great
creative when
story.
You know how it works.
Mhm.
So after you learning all that, then now that you can apply it with a real basic knowledge of how it works, or a deep
Exactly.
knowledge of how it basically works. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Going back to the basics is always a great thing. It's a fun thing.
I used to mess with my friends. I'd take my film cameras out, and my friend, he didn't want to learn how to do film. He's just really digital. Everything's digital like my So I was like, hey, he'll show me the back of his camera, and like he's like, I cannot shoot like that. I can't shoot and not be able to see what I've shot and all this, and it will come out right. So every now and then I come over to him, I say, hey, look at the back of my camera, look what I shot. And of course, my camera's a film camera. And he falls for it every time. He's like, oh, get out there. I say, when I develop this, it's gonna be just like yours, if not better. Because he was like, I was like, I'm sure you can do it. Just let us teach you how, but he was hard-headed. But when me and him go out, I always say, hey, look at the back of my camera. He would fall for it.
That's funny.
Because that's just me. I was like, it's going to look the same. Don't worry. Don't look the same.
Yeah, I even set my digital cameras so that they don't show the picture after you take the picture.
Yeah. Oh, you did that.
So you don't chimp. And, I take the pictures. If I really need to go look at it, I can switch that mode on and turn and go look at it again. But I know that if I see it in the lens or in the viewfinder, that I'm going to get what I want.
Yeah.
The funny thing that happened to me when I was in high school, my friend Jeff and we took like the vast majority of the pictures in our yearbook that, aside from the class pictures. And so I was on the yearbook staff and the school newspaper. And at one point, and I don't even remember what this was over, but I got into it with the teacher that headed up, the yearbook and the newspaper. And I never got in trouble in high school, so I really can't remember what it was about. But when I look through my yearbook, it has the pictures, of like the different groups. And so there's the picture of the yearbook staff, and there I am, but my name's not included. She tried to erase me as best she could, but
They didn't much like you, huh?
it drives me crazy that I can't remember what I got in trouble for, but it must have really upset her.
You were better than her. Made her jealous.
I did use a typewriter though during the time on the high school newspaper, so there is that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Take a typing class.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just retrieved a book from my bookcase. Got this back in the early 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's published by Canon. Yeah. And it gives all sorts of information about how to set things up, take pictures, your camera itself. That was a wow. Am I still muted?
Oh no, we hear you.
Oh, we hear you.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Wanted to see.
really miss the days when companies made their own publications about the
Yeah.
the uses of their products.
Yeah.
That used to be a big thing. Like that paper, the letter writing book that someone
Yeah.
had earlier. I think it was Kimberly. Yep.
Oh, Greg.
Greg. Okay. He had the how to write letters from Eaton's paper. And
Yes,
companies used to do that all the time, and they don't anymore.
Yeah. This book was published in '83, so
That's still old.
yeah,
It's only
it is.
15 years ago.
My mom hates that now she has to go online to get all the manuals. She's like, why don't they just print one and put it in the box? I'm like, 'cause you got to go online.
I don't like that either. I don't like that.
And it's hard to find a good manual these days, period, whether it's printed or not.
Yeah, if you can download it, you probably should and burn it to a CD or something, because who knows if that company will be there next year.
Yeah.
Or whether they'll bother to keep their manuals online.
I downloaded the manual for my Kodak Pic Pro, but now to try and figure out how the heck to print that off so I can have it.
I realize now I was muted. I was asking May what's on her typewriter.
Oh, the postcard exchange postcard I got from Emily. She's not on here, so
Nice.
Oh, it's so
she
cool.
That's cool.
printed her
She made
own.
that.
She made her own. She made it handmade postcards. So
That is
lovely.
Cool.
You mean
Yeah.
it's painted?
So are we doing another one?
Yep.
Since the
Got to
third
sign
one-
up today.
Yeah, you have to sign
Okay,
up today.
Today's the last. Okay. Today's
Yes.
the deadline.
That's so cool though.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
So May,
She's
your
very-
your electric type bar came with a mouse too, eh? That's pretty cool. Pretty advanced.
And it's Bluetooth enabled.
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
Oh man, that's funny.
When
I don't
Pear
know.
was telling the story earlier about the young electrician asking her about the typewriter, I thought he was going to come back with a quote for turning her typewriter into an electric. Like he recognized it and he's like, I see an opportunity here.
Yeah.
Right.
Connected to an iPad.
Exactly. And I did it on a non-electric. I was like, see, I don't need you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Well, someone here thinks it's lunchtime, so I guess I better go and feed him.
Oh, kitty, kitty, kitty.
This
You
is-
can be
this is
very
Elwood.
insistent.
Yeah. And
Fish and
we
chips,
learned-
fish and chips, fish and chips.
Yeah, I know.
We'll look for that for lunch.
I would love
we
that.
learned something. We learned something interesting a while ago. He's actually a snowshoe Siamese because most Siamese have black feet with white feet.
Oh, he's such a white feet.
Yeah,
That's a Siamese?
half Siamese.
Oh,
Dad was-
okay.
his dad was Siamese, mum was a tabby. He's a
Oh, wow.
he's
Yeah.
a farm kitten.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Is he a brown noser? Is he a brown noser?
Yeah, he is.
Or maybe black noser?
Go on.
Oh man.
So
Feed me now.
Yeah.
speaking of fish and chips for lunch, I just searched William. In Calgary, we have a place called British Chippy.
Okay.
Go ask prescription.
You'll have to test it out.
And whereabouts is that?
162nd Ave Southwest, 23rd Street, 162nd Ave Southwest. So just the fact that they call it British Chippy must be a good sign, since that's what you used. And being from the old country, if that's the appropriate lingo and they're using it, I'm assuming this will be decent.
So it sounds like it's not too far into the city from here then.
No, 167 Ave, that's almost Lethbridge, so that's pretty close to you.
Maybe they'll host a type in.
If they have enough space there, I need to find a place for a Calgary type in. I've been looking for a while.
So is it that 150?
Very-
That would almost be
very far
almost-
southwest, but I
would
won't bore everybody else because they can't go.
That would almost be Middenhall then.
Yeah, far southwest.
Yeah.
Anyway, fish and chips for lunch.
All right.
How closest we have is Long John Silver's.
Oh, we were talking about that before you got on.
Yeah.
Too funny.
All right. I think we're about to wrap up, but were there any more typing prompts or any questions or comments before we go?
No, other than Merry
No?
Christmas, Happy Holiday.
Happy
Merry
holidays
Christmas. Happy
all.
Unboxing Day.
All right. So I do want to remind you one more time that today's the last day to sign up for the postcard exchange. You do have to be signed up for free on typepals.com and then register for the event before tomorrow. So, but it's all free. So it's all good.
Can you explain to me again how it works?
So,
I've never done it because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Good question.
So people, okay, so you have your Type Pals membership. You go to the events page, and if you're logged in, you'll see the event for postcard exchange. So I believe you click on register, and that registers you for the event. And then on tomorrow, I will match up all the names, and it's like a chain letter. So it's not two people sending to each other. One person sends to the next to the next, and so on.
Okay.
And, so then, hopefully tomorrow I would email out the matchups, and I do it all by hand, so it can take a little while, but usually I get it out within a couple days, sometimes 3 days, or it's been more, but but yeah, it's super easy, and I guess people are loving it. So
And then I would just send a card to the person you told me to send a card to.
yes,
Correct.
So
Yeah, it's super easy.
That's the part I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
it's
you
a-
get a card from somebody different.
Somebody else.
exactly.
It's
I
not
did-
exactly an exchange in so many
Yeah.
ways, but it's
Right.
like he just gives you a name and address, and you send.
Thank
And
you.
then-
Postcard to
Steve.
them.
That was the part that was confusing me.
Yes.
Well,
And
I'm
how long
looking
do you
at-
have to send your card out?
Probably 7 days,
7 days, yes.
I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is completed. So, okay, done.
We are not always perfect at that 7 days thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was like 2 weeks, but better late than never.
Yeah,
Who's
it's a
counting?
cycle.
But who's counting?
It's a-
So I did get these.
Yeah.
Somebody had mentioned this, to get big labels and type on those and then put the label on the postcard.
Yep.
So I must
works.
be anticipating participating in this.
Oh.
You have no excuse now.
Participation.
Yes.
Yeah, so part of the whole manual process is when I send out the emails, I copy the link to the person that you're matched with. So in the email itself, you don't know who you're matched with. And then you
Right.
click on the link, and that creates the little surprise of finding out who you're matched with. So
So then you don't know who's going to be sending you a postcard either.
Nope.
That is correct.
No, right.
Okay.
That's a surprise. Yeah.
yeah.
And how much does a postcard cost in the States these days? Anybody know?
Forever.
For the postage?
Oh, just for
Postcard.
They
or
have
the
they have
postage?
postcard. I think it's
Is it
40?
40
3
something
cents?
cents. Yeah.
yeah.
Really for a
Raise the
postcard?
price. So
Mhm.
That's 38.
Lord. The joy is getting rich, isn't he? Okay. So I could just use a forever stamp because I have some that I know were less than that one. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
and they
I
also
didn't
make
send a
postcard forever stamps. So
Oh, they do?
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh.
thinking of when you said that.
Okay.
just stamps always say forever on them, so they don't have a denomination.
They stay them
Yeah.
forever.
They cost
But-
forever.
but those postcard stamps that are forever stamps, are like if you looked at the stamp and you couldn't remember if it was a postcard stamp, would it show you?
No, you have to remember.
Oh,
No,
you
it's-
have to remember which ones are the postcard
No, they
forever.
say postcard on them.
They do.
Oh, they do?
I didn't
Yeah.
didn't notice that. Okay.
Why am
Well, I
I
cheated a little. I didn't send a postcard. I put a letter and a card in an envelope.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what the
Oh, yeah, the
Technically,
international
I
ones.
broke the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
renegade?
well,
Yeah,
up here
these
in
are the
Canada,
international ones.
Yeah.
up here, yeah, up here in
nice.
Canada, it costs, I think it's $1.62 to send anything to the States,
Mhm.
up to 30 grams. So if it's a single postcard or a letter weighing 29.5 grams, it costs the same.
Wow.
So
Wow.
what I can do is
Just
to
want
type
our
up a
permanent
card.
stamp then you have to up the ante with like denominations to make the difference.
Mhm.
Oh.
And so what I'll quite often do is to type up a card, untype a letter, stuff both in an envelope, put one stamp on it, and away it goes.
All righty.
The
Is there
sign
a-
up
Those
thing is
internationals are
on
done too.
the TypePal site, Greg.
Yep.
what
you
was
just
that?
click events.
Yeah, you have
you
to
go
be
to the-
logged in.
Yeah, if you log in and type and click the events button,
Uh-huh.
it'll be the first thing you see,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
as long as you're logged in. So make
Yeah.
sure you
Okay.
log in.
Because it's members only, because yeah, I'm trying to make incentives for actually signing up. So yeah.
We get prizes.
Get a postcard.
Get stickers. Postcard. Gregory will send stickers.
We'll be leaving town for a couple of weeks almost, so I don't think my timing is going to work out on this one.
Well, mail it from the
There'll be
road.
more.
Yeah. Mail a postcard from wherever you're at.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
an idea.
When you hold the fish and chips exchange, Rich will sign up.
Yeah, I think we're making about 8 stops, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we're going to be on Christmas. or New
Yeah.
Year's.
Well, be sure to buy a postcard at every stop and stock up.
There
for
you
the
go,
postcard
right?
exchange in
That's
the
a great
future.
idea.
There you go.
And the
Very good.
stamps, all that, yeah. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good idea. Fruit for thought.
All right. Anything else?
You gotta stop asking that. We'll just keep going, you know?
I know, right?
We'll keep talking for hours.
Wait, what are you guys having for lunch?
Fish and chips.
I'm gonna go get fish
hoping
and
fish
chips. Are
and
you
chips.
kidding?
Yeah.
I'll post a photo on TypePal.
I literally am going to go have fish and chips after all this
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
it. So
I am too. Are you kidding me?
All right. Well, you guys are awesome. I always love
are
this,
too.
and
Me too.
you make my Sundays. So
Mhm.
thank you.
Typewriter Church.
Hey,
Hi,
Greg,
Brett.
Thank you for having us.
we
Yes,
like you too,
you're welcome.
Greg,
Yeah.
and
Bonus.
Teed and Mai and Care and Steen. We all think you're just swell.
Paid.
Willa Ann and
William
Ray.
Thanks, Ian.
and Bile Guthrie.
Yeah.
On.
Oh my
somehow I
Nice
think
to
I
see
got
you,
the short
Tom.
end of the stick on that.
I
one,
know,
but that's
Bile.
okay.
Kyle, yeah.
Oh man. All right. So we will see you
Yeah.
guys next week. Be sure and sign up for the postcard exchange. And next Saturday we're not having the type and talk, but we are having Typewriter Club Live. So
All righty.
All right. Unboxing day.
Unboxing day,
Okay.
All right.
unboxing.
Take care, all. I'll see you next Sunday.
All right, bye.
Okay.
Happy
Bye.
typing. Thank you,
Bye.
Gregory.
Bye.
You're
Happy
welcome.
holiday.
Bye.
Merry Christmas
Thank
and
you.
Happy New Year. I'll be back the
Christmas.
second weekend of January.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Bye. Bye.